bump in the bump, shabump, shabump. Who put the ram in the ram-a-lama ding dong? Who put the dip in the dip, dip, dip? Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. He made my baby fall in love with me. Well, when my baby heard bump ba bump bump ba bump, the words went right into her heart. And when she heard them singing ram-a-lam-a-lam-a-lam-a-lam-a ding-dong, she said we'd never have to part. So, gee, I really hope they help these kids here soon. Yeah, the hostages. Yeah, those are hostages. If you can't use your common sense and figure that out, yeah, you're lost in your delusions. Anyone listening, understand we're talking to a small handful of people here in the community of Augusta, Maine, where our children have been fucked and tortured for years. This fucking shit is so sick and disturbing. It's amazing we're still alive. I can't fucking believe it. When you see how that's very profitable to them with all the different targeting and streams and lines and operations, you really should be waking up to that and doing what you can to get those children away from those sick fucking people. That's the goal, is to educate the public about those facts and get the hostages away from these sick, abusive people that you seem to think they're well taken care of, huh? The good people. Think again. Think again.
Yo, did you take anything? Hey. So I got this meth. Suspected.
On April 16, 2024, police officers in Florida spotted a pickup truck with its bright lights on and a trailer that had no license plate. When they tried to stop the driver, he sped away and managed to escape for a few minutes. But his freedom didn't last long, as officers quickly tracked him to an unexpected doorstep.
House number? It's gonna be a white male. Hey! Who came out of your truck?
I have no idea.
Who came out of your truck?
I tried to stop.
Who came out of your truck?
I don't know.
Right now. He went through the back. I've got a white male detained, but this wasn't the person who came out of the truck. Gonna be the 31 house on the corner of Mary, Sue, and Poinsettia. Okay. Who is in your house?
Yo, baby, that's the one.
Who is driving your truck?
I don't know. Ma'am, I've been in there sleeping on the couch.
This is your truck?
Yes.
Who was driving it? You tell me right now.
Ma'am, I don't know. I've been sleeping. I've been inside sleeping.
So people just come and steal your truck?
I didn't know.
Someone said look at his titties and listen to his voice.
Nobody just
why do you think he's taking
It
hormones or
doesn't take a
something?
key to stop. This doesn't make any sense.
Possibly.
At all. Whatsoever. No sense. Come on.
He could just have that
We're gonna-
kind of voice, and
Hey,
some
who
people
is
just
that?
naturally have that kind of voice.
Who else is in there?
Well, that's my dog.
That's temporary. Whoever's out there, show yourself! Police! I got nothing. Okay.
I didn't say it, some of the class said it. They're like, look at his titties and listen to his voice. This is why. I was like, yeah.
Here, I'll go in.
Is that common symptoms of people that abuse the hormone medication? I'm not an expert.
Okay, blue coming out. There's the door right there. Okay. What male leader? Possibility. He hopped out so quick. Let me look at my camera. And
Well, let's finish clearing the yard real quick.
yeah. Follow that way. Got the door back here. Which side? The left side or the right side? It's just law enforcement. Have you tried the door? Not yet. Okay, you're gonna be in a whole lot of trouble if you don't tell me who has your truck.
The only person I can think of is Brad Keaton. And I don't know. He didn't ask me for it. Nobody asked me for it, I would tell you, man. When my dog started barking.
Brad Keaton?
Brett.
Brett Keaton?
He lives one street over.
He came out when he said he claims he was sleeping. And that's when I stole his truck.
Okay.
That's my dog's in there. She started barking, and I came through the bags and come see what was up. And
Someone just said he looks. He's talking about someone with the last name Keaton. And he kind of looks like the guy from Family Ties. Yo, Mr. Keaton. Is that their name? Keaton on Family Ties? Alex Keaton. Oh, yeah, the one that dated Mallory. Oh, yeah, you know what? She was on, was it Fox News? I want to say it was probably like 4 years ago now. I know, and people in class were like, yeah, they're all cheering to see her. I don't know if they were just fans of the show. I think she embraces a lot of the same, what do you call that? Philosophies. Okay, yeah, that's probably a good word there. Thank you. Yeah, probably embraces a lot of the same philosophies as people in class. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I can remember. So, how did we get on this? Oh yeah, the dude in the back seat looks like, and he's talking about Keaton, someone named Keaton. So you thought that was funny. Thanks for sharing. I like that.
turned then
Yo, Mr.
When he said he claims he was sleeping.
And he had the cross earring, yeah.
And that's when I stole his truck.
Leather jacket, cross
my
earring.
dog's in there. She started barking, and I came through the bags to come see what was up. And the door was open. She jumped in the truck, and I don't know what. I just heard that I seen the lights, and I heard my truck pulling up. I didn't want to call the cops on anybody and get anybody in trouble because I thought if he took it, he would have returned it.
So where's your phone?
My phone should be in my pocket.
Should be in your pocket. Okay. You're gonna reach over. It's not in your pocket. Were you the one that came out of your truck?
No, ma'am. No. I just got put on probation, ma'am. I'm not doing anything to mess up.
You came out awfully quick for,
My dog was barking. I swear to God. There's two other guys that live here. I literally slid these on with a sock phone.
So that phone that fell is not yours? The phone that fell out of the car. I heard it fall out of the car when the guy got out.
I haven't had my phone in a couple hours. I fell asleep and I thought I had it with me.
What does it look like?
It's an iPhone, just a regular It's an iPhone 11, I think.
Do you have a valid license?
No, man.
Okay.
Officers spoke with a man ID'd as Brandon Daniel Williams. He denied owning the truck, but claimed the dog and some of the items inside belonged to him. Officers soon found someone at the property who could give them the answers they needed. Instead of taking the dog away, they gave Brandon the chance to secure it before his arrest, but under strict conditions, one of which was about to break in the craziest way.
Well, I have to go to his truck. You can stay here. I don't know what your procedure is. You don't have to, you can leave it here.
I just want to get the dog out of the way first, because I don't want you to get bit. I don't want us to get
Right.
bit.
Go ahead, Brandon.
So, bug got released. So you know I have my taser. Okay,
Don't run, Brandon. It's doing you a big favor. You don't want your dog to get shot, dude. Just chill out. Get the dog put in the house.
Oh my God.
Okay, turn the truck off, get the dog, put the reach around in there. Hey, just get the dog out.
Get the dog out. That's it. I'll get the
Get the
dog.
dog out.
Oh man, what a
Put
unsafe
that right there.
situation.
You got that?
I know.
Okay.
I appreciate you back up.
I'll grab her. Get loose. Go ahead.
Is that another possibility?
Is it on her? Thanks for everything you've done.
No.
I got it.
Let's smoke your hand real quick. Okay. Can you
I
bring
got
the
it.
dog in there? That's a big dog.
Yeah, it's huge. Come on, girl. Come on.
I'm gonna shut your car off, okay?
I can stay running.
You can stay off, okay? You're done. You go back in the car, okay?
Just use them. Here, let me grab it. Oh, there's one. Grab the other one if you're grabbing.
Brandon, everything that's going to poke me, stick me, stab me. Everything that's going to harm me in any way, shape, or form, anything that will bleed hole.
Yo, did you take anything? Hey.
He was already. You could tell when he was walking around the truck, he could barely lift his feet.
Subject passed out.
Yeah, we need to get messing around. Okay, deployed.
Left nostril.
Just put him in recovery position for right now. So he doesn't come up on himself. A couple.
He's doing the gurgle.
He fell out pretty hard.
Yeah. He was nodding out.
You're gonna have to rip his pocket. Hard.
Left nostril.
Come on, buddy. I'm sure you got cuffs off.
Yeah, I got stuff off.
Come over. All the way. Come on. Sit up, Paul. Watch your dress, buddy. Come on. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Watch it now. Keep moving. He's got a pulse. I can see his. He's got me rolling. They could get you on some opiates. That's the first thing it does is respiration. So respiration.
Yeah. His breathing just goes slow.
There you are. Hi.
Welcome back,
Hey. Brandon.
Brandon.
Oh,
Watch.
hey. Brandon. Do not move. Do you understand? Do not move. Just stay right there, okay? Listen, Brandon, open up your eyes. Hi.
Hi.
It's Sergeant Height. Hey, you're going to stay right here on this comfy grass. You're not going to move at all. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay. Stay right there.
Hey, if you look search him.
A full search has not been conducted. I patted him down, located what it felt like to be a vape and a wallet. Yeah.
Okay.
Past that, nothing. And I patted his pocket a second time and he had the vape.
You go ahead on this side and check him.
I'm gonna close my trunk.
That's his tape, by the way, too.
Okay.
Brandon.
Good breath.
Oh.
Put him on another one. Put it in the right one this time. Or are you left, right, or left?
Left.
This left or that left?
His left.
His left, that nostril.
Right.
Not
That's
the
fine.
other
It
one.
doesn't really matter. It doesn't. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Or 12 weight, Narcan times 3.
So I have pulse.
I can see his pulse in his belly button. If that's...
Alright, well, let's go. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Go,
Help him.
yeah, he's gonna walk and all that good stuff.
Okay. He probably ducked back there to take whatever was in here. He ate whatever was in here because this is saliva. Saliva. He must have dipped in there, ate it, and yeah.
You haven't seen the sun in days. So at this point, it'd be easier to just fly to it. Go on, book it. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
At Central Maine Equipment and Motorsports, we're proud to carry Mahindra, the world's #1 selling farm tractor, with a heavy-duty steel frame and more built-in weight so you can safely do more work. But here's what really sets us apart. We're a local, family-owned dealership. No pressure, no big box experience. Just trained technicians, machines fueled and ready to go from day one, and flexible financing to make it happen. Visit the friendly staff in Winslow to test drive your new tractor or Roxor diesel utility vehicle today. Central Maine Equipment and Motorsports and Mahindra, outworking the field.
Not just meal kits, and it's not just groceries, it's both. I might be a dietitian, but I'm also...
While officers waited for EMS to arrive, they carried out a thorough search of the truck. That's when they discovered what Brandon had taken and why he may have swallowed it in the first place.
I know this in the last decade. Some of the different. Even lawnmowers. Yeah. Some of them go so fast.
Can you ask Sarge if that I'm the one going, right? Gonna ride what? And then I just go, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's got cotton in the spoon, ready to shoot. Shoot. What is this? Soap. Tell if this is sand or residue. It was with everything.
That's just dirt.
Okay. So I've got this meth, or suspected meth.
Brandon Daniel Williams was later taken to the hospital for further treatment and evaluation. Officers found suspected meth, suspected heroin, a crack pipe, and other drug paraphernalia. He was charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of heroin, tampering with evidence, resisting without violence, driving with a suspended license, failing to register the trailer, and possession of...
You stay with Choice Hotels, you get more of what you value. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Restaurant owner says dining room is not a playground, has etiquette experts weigh in on viral debate. Interesting. Meet the far left insurgents waging war on the Democratic establishment in 2026 midterms. I'm just reading the bottom feed there. Illegal immigrant truckers accused of mowing down Americans ignites fury over loopholes unleashing deadly roads. Exposed docs reveal why Tim Walt's board awarded repeat child rapist pardon. No future. 7 engines are still blowing up in 2026. Do not buy these cars.
Companies saying that the V.
So, no, I'm trying to use some common sense here. How many different types of engines are still blowing up? Still blowing up in 2026. Don't buy these cars. We're trying to tell you. It's not like we didn't try. It's not like we can discuss it afterwards either. Well, I mean, not everybody dies when those things blow up. Sometimes they're just injured. And they get pretty big insurance claims too. So why? I'm confused. So recall, right? Don't buy these cars. The engines are still blowing up, so don't buy this kind. Oh, good. I'm glad I saw that headline. What about all the people that didn't see? They didn't see the headline. So it should be illegal then for them to sell those kinds of vehicles, right? No, it's just kind of like, hey, we put out a warning. We said don't buy these kind of cars, and you bought one. So you're trying to blame who? Trying to blame anybody. Just saying, it's kind of stupid. Where's the accountability? What a loophole. What a loophole. We're not talking about cars, engines, or explosions. It seems that way. It does seem that way, doesn't it? When you see it actually has nothing to do with that. Are there conscious fields of awareness coordinating our media? It's an honest question. Here, let's tune in. Maybe these guys know the answer to that question. We'll see. They might answer it. Think of what you just asked and then listen to what they're going to say. I have no idea. This is live. There's an ad playing. 3, 2, okay, skip.
They're doing it in such an eloquent way. But again, he's a complicated individual. Mitch McConnell, same thing. They haven't heard him speak for a minute, and eventually he posts something with a newspaper holding up, and there's a lot of memes going on. A lot of people are having a lot of fun with Mitch McConnell. One of the memes was him dancing. One of the memes was him with Elvis Presley and Tupac and all these guys. And then a lot of people asked and said, you know, Beatles breakup. Yeah, a lot of people asked and said, why don't you just post a video instead of a newspaper holding? But I mean, how much there is to it, who knows? I can tell you, he's already stated last year that he's retiring January 1st of 2027, and he's not seeking re-election. So his job's going to be going to somebody anyway. So for conspiracy theorists, it's a fun story to go through. We're glad he's doing better, and he's with his wife.
All the time.
Rubio. I think last week we showed a story, Benny, of the fellow Laotian man who he did rape his wife's sister, who was 10 years old, and she didn't file any charges. And Tim Walz is like, well, it's just their culture. Leave the man alone. You know, if she doesn't want to file anything, it's okay. Marco Rubio doesn't play around. He came out and said, listen, you're getting deported, you child rapist, you. Yes. No hesitation. I don't care if you put the fear of death into the 10-year-old girl at the time that you ended up marrying her sister. And whether they're okay with you or not, we're not okay with that in America. Get the hell out of here. And that's my interpretation of how he said it.
Why wouldn't you want to? I mean, what is she going to do, right? You have to take it to court. How are they going to prove that?
And then aside from that, Iran.
Yeah, he can easily deny it. So what? So she said it. Yeah, Tim Walz made a comment. Yeah, so what? It's just their culture. That doesn't mean the guy's guilty.
They're attacking left and right. And it's not looking good.
Yeah,
It's not
but
looking good what's going on there.
exactly
And
for
you should
people to
hear what the
understand
state
those
TV of
things.
Iran was saying when Lindsey Graham
So yeah,
was
obviously,
dead,
whatever
celebrating,
happened,
a bunch
yeah.
of other people celebrating
Go ahead,
that,
take
but
the guy to
it was
court.
one
What
of
are you
the
gonna
guys
do?
that
You
was
think he's
helping
gonna
out
admit to it,
Reza Pahlavi a lot,
knowing that he's gonna go to
you know,
jail?
potentially doing things to liberate Iranians.
Or I mean, would he
Not
not
like
know? Because if
Lindsey
it's
Graham,
done in
there's
other
a lot of nasty
places
things going
where
on
it's
there.
okay, is it
Iran has
okay?
attacked, I believe, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, a few different places, Oman, a few other places. And so we're in the
Well, I mean,
middle
many
of the
people say it's not that
30
it's
days, the 60
okay. Like
days
different
that they said they're
places in the
negotiating.
world, when you
It's
can
not
use your
going
common
well.
sense and you
So we'll see what
understand.
happens there.
Like, yes, some don't have plumbing yet. And you would think, oh, that's weird. Well, they don't have it yet.
I don't know. And we're supposed to believe. I don't know.
You have like third world countries, like America, not too long, one time, right, was a bunch of third worlders, yeah. And then immigrants came from all over the world, China, Africa.
Get out the way. You're not going to go meet with those guys. Do you understand what you're doing here?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure they all had prisoners and slaves with them, right? Most of them.
This is for Palestinians. This is for
Yet to be.
Jews and Italians and all the wait. What are you doing? What are you doing, New York? New York is like,
Yeah, and then they stole it from the Indians. End of story. White people are assholes. Give the Indians money, free college. We solved it. We're taking care of it. Okay.
Couple cool stories.
We even gave them fucking take on the casinos. I mean, what else do you want from them? Right? What a fucking joke. It's so stupid. I know. Remember when we were kids, the song they taught us, along with "Mine Eyes Have Seen the Glory of the Burning of the School." Tortured every teacher and I've broken every rule. Marching down the hall to kill the principal. Our troops are marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Hit the teacher with a ruler. Hid behind the door with an M64. She ain't my teacher no more. Click, click, bang, bang. What about the other one? On top of Old Smoky, all covered with sand, I shot my poor teacher with a red rubber band. I went to her funeral, I went to her grave. Some people threw flowers, I threw my grenade. I looked in her casket, she wasn't quite dead. So I took my bazooka and I blew off her head. What was the other one? 1 little 2 little 3 little Indians, 4 little 5 little 6 little Indians, 7 little 8 little 9 little Indian, 10 little Indian voices. All together now. 1 little 2 little 3 little Indians, 4 little 5 little Indians. Want to play dice? I can draw a sundial in the sand. You want to see me draw a sundial in the sand? Mate, Melma, I know. Make a movie out of it. And they do. Have you ever seen Nell with Jodie Foster? Nothing to go think. Look at my fat mother. Nothing to go think. Watch my fucking head spin.
That are better floppers than LeBron James are soccer players. Honestly, can you imagine LeBron as a soccer player? You touch him, he falls, holds his hands, is looking through his eyes, the referee's looking or not. Yeah. So I got some thoughts on that. Obviously, he gave yellow card.
But yeah, and you think of that. So it's like some don't have clothes. They're still wearing leaves.
Says Elon Musk owes him an apology.
They're wearing wooden sticks on their dicks. This is child abuse. Stop it! No! You're cutting the tips of your kids' dicks off. You're cutting them off! We're making theirs stronger. That's why you guys got such big dicks. I know, they're freaking stretching them out and lifting weights and sticks with it. And we're cutting the tips of theirs off. This is insane. What do we do? What did we mess up? Not us. I didn't make these decisions. I did not. When was the first circumcision? I mean, some say, it's better for hygienic reasons.
That has to do with bisons. Like, if you see a
well, I mean, if you teach them how to pull the skin back.
Probably a good idea is to
have you seen them? They're retarded. Have you been in our mental institutions? I mean, do you think someone with a lobotomy can pull their skin back and clean? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
My mom and my dad are in that community. activities. First thing I do when I saw that.
Yeah, to lift the rolls.
You guys see your bison, run away. Don't go try to take a picture of it. I don't care about the picture. So I think it's important for us to share that with you. We will. But with that being said, you know what is happening? In less than 8 weeks, the Ball Conference, and this is the new manual, by the way.
Let's go.
It came in, and it's sick, and there's going to be a couple estimates. It's going to be a couple interesting stories and announcements at Ball being made. But with that being said, for those of you guys that have been watching the Ballcast left and right, and you keep saying, I'm going to go, I'm going to go.
I know, trust me, some of my habits here, if I was living, I know, I'd say, what a stupid slob. I know. Sometimes I can be so careless. But you know, if I let something fall on the floor, I usually pick it up myself. And I try not to let it fall. You know, sometimes, I think this is an inflammation thing. We've experimented this over the years, and I think just because of, I don't know, it could be genetics, accidents, trauma, whatever, misalignments, that we're more sensitive to those things. I don't know, they say some have hypersensitivities for some reason. I have no idea. Is this connected to people with hypermobility, and why is that, experts? Because you know damn well what it is, and it's fucking sickening and disturbing. They don't teach these things. Why? Why is that? Well, I mean, when you really understand it, more likely than not. Not always, right? It has potential, though. It has potential. Oh, you know what? That's such a great idea. You could make like a shawl. Ooh, you know, the footbed mat. I had put it around my shoulders, and I was like, this would make a good little thing you just throw around yourself. Yeah, you could even put a little button or something. But, yeah, great idea. But how would you make it potent? Because now it's a potent shawl. Get it? Potential. It's a potent shawl. What would make it potent? Can you put copper in it or something? What's the benefit of wearing the copper gear? Because I know I have the gloves and some of the, what do you call it, the arm band thingies? Sleeve, the sleeve. Yeah, so what is that all about? I don't know, because I know a lot of you use them too. And you've learned about it, you teach your kids about it. Isn't it amazing? It seems like they don't talk about that stuff like it's the plague also, just like the vaccines, Botox, stem cells. You overprescribing of SSRIs. See how that handful of things? I told you. I fucking told you. I know, it's so obvious when you see it. And you just, the more you see, like you get to the point where you're like, I've seen enough. Right. Because once you see it in a few, and you go, oh, and you realize that, and you keep going even, because you don't want to believe it, and you keep going, oh, okay, there we go again. All right. And then you start to see it. Like you don't even have to look. In other situations, your mind will go back and recognize what it thought and what it really was, right? Kind of a thing. Sure, like Santa Claus. Yeah, you can take that as an example. Tooth fairy. Did you really think a fairy was coming in and leaving money under your pillow? I know, some of you really thought that? You believed it? Were you disappointed or happy when you found out? I know I was relieved. Yeah, I was pretty relieved myself, too. I was pretty young. And other people would get pissed off if you tried to tell them. Oh, they get so fucking angry, dude. Oh, you people are insane. Alright, like, they think like you're trying to take away It's like, no. I'm not trying to take away. Less is more, really, when you think about it. Bless you. You're a saint. Nick. Oh. You know, what's that? Charcoal and shark oil sound the same? Okay. Why? Are you telling me this? Charcoal. Hold on. Charcoal. Shark oil. 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 Not hearing charcoal. Fucking shit! How did I fucking fall for that perfectly? Motherfucker! Fuck, I said shark oil. I didn't want to. You got me. Fucking bitch. You got me. See, I like that. I love those kind of gotchas. You know, that was a good one. That worked perfectly. Good job. I realized it the second it happened too. I was like, they just got me. Oh man. Shark oil, shark oil, shark oil. Not even charcoal. I can't. I think I can.
You don't have true friends. And this guy, I feel a sense of loss.
Respectfully, a lot of people would say this guy was very critical of Trump. This guy, so the part of the audience, there's a few things to isolate, in my opinion. Number one, hey, guess what? You know, the man.
Oh, you just try to tell them what I think is funny.
But you know, a lot of people are saying this guy on one end was, you know, critical of the president for a long time, and then all of a sudden later on, now you're coming saying this. So let's isolate. One, yes, made a man rest in peace, but on the other side, you know, he was also not somebody that was necessarily loved by 100% of Republicans. Now, the one thing that I will tell you that is very interesting is this clip that you shared with me yesterday. You want to talk about what's going on?
You see how she covered her mouth when she coughed?
And I want to say this because
I'm not trying to give any accolades.
Criticize left, right, whatever. His defense of Brett Kavanaugh when he's trying to get the seat, the Supreme Court justice, is one of the most defining moments.
I know. Then the other ones get. I'm not trying to offend. I'm trying to just say.
Moments where you're like, oh my God, this dude. And by the way, look at the people around him.
Did it just learn how to do that on its own?
And they had the,
I mean, sometimes it might, yeah, sometimes it might, you know, if you cough and sometimes you realize stuff sprays out and you don't want it to spray out. I mean, the hand just might naturally learn to do that on its own, sure.
Every single thing that he
but remember when you were kids, how many, there was a coined phrase, cover your mouth when you cough, cover your mouth when you cough. There were signs everywhere too, cover your mouth when you cough. Remember that? That went right along with no shoes, no shirt, no service.
You want somebody like Lindsey Graham,
there were signs everywhere. Cover your mouth when you cough. Cover your mouth when you cough. They were everywhere. No shoes, no shirt, no service.
So he's sticking up for him after what the...
That's what they were watching. Go for it.
You wanted an FBI investigation. You could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You said that. Not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsay said all of them, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham. that you knew about it and you held it.
The allegations
You had
were.
no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it, because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process, you came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend. Do you consider this a job interview?
The advice and consent role is like a job.
You consider that you've been through a job interview?
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution. Which
Would you say you've been through hell?
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview. This is hell. This is going to destroy the ability of good people to come forward because of this crap. Your high school yearbook. You have interacted with professional women all your life.
Oh, it's totally tough.
You're supposed to be Bill Cosby when you're a junior and senior in high school. And all of a sudden you got over it. In my understanding,
Look, if you
perplexing,
if you drug women and raped them for 2 years in high school, you probably don't stop. Here's my understanding. If you lived a good life, people would recognize it, like the American Bar Association has the gold standard. His integrity is absolutely unquestioned.
It's solid. I mean, you can watch it right here. It's just a powerful message of Mr. Grant. Again, in this business, that's who been there for over 30 years. So, and just, I'm happy about that. 30 years in Congress and in a city where politicians like Nancy Pelosi amass tens of thousands, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Guess what he left? He died with a net worth of $1.5 million. That's nothing for 30 years. But then you have you, which is what I'm discussing in the I'll say it while he's looking for it. She said, bye, Lindsay. From the closet to the coffin. Think about it. And again, guys, going off of what Pat said, I don't care how you felt about somebody, if they loved somebody, if they hated somebody, his policies or whatever. This is a human being made in the image of God, and he is dead. For you to say stuff like from the closet to the coffin, where you have it for Margaret Cho. Margaret Cho, I sent it in the Slack, is a disgusting thing to do, and it says so much about your soul. And this is coming from it's not the majority, it's everybody from the left that is speaking on this. A little bit higher, right there, that's Margaret Cho. And then you show the other one. Guys, this is Margaret Cho, the comedian, talking about somebody that just died. Go ahead.
From the closet to the coffin. You'll see that. You'll see that.
We're going to
Also, yeah. So
does happen in threes. You know she wants Trump. That's big innuendo wanting Trump to die. And by the way, her dog sounds like he's asking for help in the background. And then Umberto go down. Guys,
fucking serious? You gotta be shitting me.
Evil and demons.
Wow, no, for real.
Look at this person's eyes when they're
my
talking
God.
about death of another
That
human being.
is
And tell me there's not something
evil.
disgusting and dark in this person's
Sinister.
life. Go ahead.
What the fuck?
And found out Lindsey Graham is dead.
Jeez.
Mitch McConnell is dead. There's 2 more lives to go here on the sand. The no longer good warning.
Wow. This is that's psychotic. That is fucking psychotic.
So just to give everybody a context, Pat, and then Pat, if you don't mind, this whole thing.
I can't believe that. Unbelievable.
He had what they basically said in the name of this aorta, aortic dissection due to something cardiovascular disease. Okay, that's going. Heart disease, Tom. It happened to who's the police company guy? John Ritter. They get a tear in his aorta. And guys, this is from people that are just working and they're doing so much, and you're not checking on your health. And I'm telling everybody right now from experience.
And it wasn't Sling Blade, yes, that's
stop
right.
Putting it off. Get yourself
Gator.
checked out. There's too many people that ignore the warning signs. Okay, then they find out when it's too late. And a lot of these diseases, can be treated if you catch them early. And this is a message for everybody, wherever you are listening to this. If you're overweight, start taking care of yourself. Okay, if you're sitting around, get moving. And if you're struggling with addiction, today is the day to get better. Stop saying, and I love that. What are the odds that you did it for the Vol ad? Stop saying I'll do it tomorrow, because tomorrow turns into next week turns into a month, next month turns into a year. And I know because I've been there. Okay, and if you're struggling with addiction today, do it. Okay, get sober because it's the best decision. You feel me?
That's very good message. Adam, your thoughts?
Well, Vinny, number one, I'm glad that you're doing so well, and I appreciate the message. Rest in peace, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was a political gangster. So, you know, the kids say that he stood on business. He stood 10 toes down. That's what Lindsey Graham did. Some people didn't like it. Obviously, you have some disgusting people cheering for his death. Anna Kasparian, you could show that, our old friend. But there's a lot of red-blooded, loving Americans who understand what he did for our country. So he was the #1 Republican voice, you could argue, on national security and foreign policy. Some people say he was a hawk, but that was his job. His job was to ring the alarm bells and say, Iran's trying to kill us. China's trying to slit our throat. Russia wants to basically take over Europe, and basically we're next. Stability through strength, peace through strength, that was his job. And then his coup de grace, you saw it earlier, was what he did with Brett Kavanaugh. Sometimes, when, you know, like, we might have to read our notes a little bit. We might have to check notes. This dude just looked straight in the camera and was like, this is what's going on. Here's what you need to know. This is the deal. That's how you know somebody's serious. At the end of the day, what I'm going to remember Lindsey Graham for was there's a lot of people that talk trash, but they're not in the game. This dude was in the arena. He might not agree with everything that Trump did or the Republican establishment did, but this guy was there every single day, and he's gone way too soon. 71 years old. We have people in their 80s, almost 90s in Congress, gone way too soon, and he'll be missed.
And by the way, while this is happening, Mitch McConnell posted a note out there and a picture of he and his wife to make sure everybody is not thinking that he's. A lot of people are like, maybe he's dead. He's dead. I think he's dead. He's not dead. He posted a picture with he and his wife and put a note out there. I don't know whether he wrote this or not. If you want to zoom in on the picture, if you want to zoom in on the picture a little bit, if you'll see they have the newspaper to the left to kind of show what the timing is, and he's explaining how he had a fall. He wasn't doing well. He's gone there. He's recovering. He says, I still have some work to do. I'm not stepping down and da-da-da-da-da. But at the same time, he's already expressed last year that he's no longer seeking re-election after January 2027. So his seat will be taken over by somebody else. And this is the one thing about AI, man. AI knows how to
There's a lot of people filled in the blank. Seeking, right off the bat, we got a lot of destroys. Seek and destroy.
Look at this one here. I mean, just love. I mean,
seek and ye shall find.
This is what people wanted to make sure he's doing well. You know, it's a
the music, bro.
There you go. Some people are saying that's AI. Some are saying it's real. I'm saying it's AI. You know, but at the same time, you know, we're glad he's doing okay, and his position will probably go to somebody else here soon. In regard to the South Carolina one, what happens next is the governor of South Carolina has to replace him with somebody, but they still have to do a primary, which means there has to be an element of somebody on the Republican side to be able to fight for Lindsey Graham's position. I think right now it's 53 to 47.
Oh, I like that. Someone said
and it kind of brings it down to 52-47. So
you find
Senate,
a lot
they definitely need every one of them.
Seek nothing.
There's some very moving, moving parts on the power plays that people have to pay close attention to. Both of these guys, they're watching it very closely. Let me get to the next story. Next story is
you find
Iran
a lot when you seek nothing.
Targeted U.S. And these stories with Iran that you read about, I mean, it's not pretty what happened here. It was a real thing that took place. At one point, everybody's thinking, well, you know, it's
how
good,
does it become
peace,
one?
It's going to be great. Well,
Not just meal kits, and it's not just groceries, it's both. We just published a cookbook with
at Maritime shipping containers and transitioning the Strait of Hormuz, claiming sovereign oversight over unapproved shipping routes. And then Saturday, July 11th, an Iranian
strike
get the memo. Hits a commercial container ship in the critical waterway, setting it ablaze.
You
and
didn't get
leaving
the
a
memo.
civilian crew member missing, Iran's Revolutionary Guard officially declares the Strait of Hormuz closed.
You gotta stop
to all
looking if
international
you want to
traffic.
find a
Then
lie. Don't get
yesterday,
upset
July
with other
12th,
people
at
finding
5
things
p.m.
because they
CENTCOM,
learned
forces
to
initiate
not
massive
see.
retaliatory
Or do they
waves,
just
airstrike,
not?
strike,
Is it just
140
innate,
different
natural?
targets across southern Iran, including
I don't know. I mean, what makes
Bandar
it?
Abbas, Sirik, and Jask. Targets including drone launch.
That's to get somewhere.
You want to put it here? That'll mess it up. Drone launch networks, missile sites, ammunition dumps. Thank you. And Revolutionary Guard naval vessels.
Thinking
Trump
about what I'm
announced
going to do with the
on
tofu.
national television, we bombed the hell out of them last night, signaling that the interim diplomatic deal is effectively dead. And then today, early this morning, very early this morning, Iranian state media acknowledges widespread
with some of the
domestic
Korean
explosives
noodles.
response to the bombing. Tehran launched retaliatory strike
Those are
targeting
freaking really
infrastructures
good.
inside Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar.
I haven't tried
Jordan.
the
Oman sent commissars that the strait
Momofuku.
remains open, stating Iran does not control the strait.
No, I haven't
Traffic
tried
is
that kind yet.
flowing. While this is going on, a couple things to keep in mind is these different locations that were apparently
said, hey, take a walk on the wild side, and the colored girls go do
Stromboli?
How was the market reaction?
We should do a vegan Stromboli.
I saw the numbers on
Plant-based Stromboli. Say plant-based. I don't think vegan, just vegan, the word is ruined. Just use something else. You know what? They ruined unicorns. They ruined rainbows. Don't cry about the word vegan. You really gonna cry about the word vegan? What about the goddamn rainbows and unicorns? You should be more upset about that, motherfucker.
Well, I look at to see how the price of oil
Hate you.
because the market has been reacting, and I look
Stupid.
at those numbers to see
had to
how
pay and
all of these
A hustle here and a hustle there. New York City is the place where there's a
Make a call. Go ahead, make it. Please, please, make a fucking call.
I said, hey, Joe, take a
Calling
walk
on
the
yourself,
wild side.
psycho.
So the market is maintaining calmness. Pre-market today for our major indexes, S&P and Nasdaq, 0.5% up.
Ring,
So
ring.
those are normal.
Hello, authorities. I'm a fucktard. I'm a total fucking psycho.
So the market is not freaking out. Now, if you go in here,
Nana boo boo.
Should have seen them go, go, go. They said, hey, sugar, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey,
But yeah, so tofu
take a walk
tots.
on the wild
I
side.
think tofu tots.
Alright.
there's
Actually, you know
something
what?
Now, the other side of it is that there's the side that says, okay, it doesn't look like anybody's reacting. Here's the side I worry about.
Jackie is
Iran is
just
launching
speed
things
away.
back across.
You know what's really good? If you cut it thin in thin slabs, just cut the block in half and then make, it's like 2 rectangle blocks, yeah? And then make thin slices. Marinate it. You can use different like sauces, sweet and sour sauce. I like using some of that unagi stuff. That stuff's good. Yeah, you can do a whole bunch of different kinds. Yeah, you can season it in different ways. You can do a maple, a salty maple one. There's a salty maple recipe. I'll have to pull up the exact ingredients. But it tastes kind of like Spam. I don't know if you like Spam. Oh man, I tried it once as a kid. No. I remember trying that. I probably had it a few times as a kid. A couple times I might have had it just because someone had made it. Right, but I remember, I tried it once from my personal cover. I did not like Spam. Sam Lamb. I did not like Spam at all. No, not even with the duck sauce. No.
That, I think, is what's escalating this thing bad, Pat. Is they're aiming at.
I did like
the
kielbasa.
innocent,
Kielbasa. You fry
that
up
are
some
on-
kielbasa. You know the kielbasa sausage? You fry that up with like duck sauce or the red sauce. Either one is good.
But at the same time, while you're watching this, you have to remember that how quickly did this
I haven't
thing-
had
when
it
they
in
had the
decades. No.
Their own state
It was stuff I ate as a kid.
Sponsored. That's kind of like, imagine the U.S.
It was really
Department
good
said,
though. That's something, the
kill
flavor,
people,
like
kill something. It said, kill
we
Trump.
make similar
How do you really
things,
know?
just
Exactly. And then regime
plant-based
vows
all the
execution
time.
of leaders, high-ranking Iranian figures.
Yeah,
published
it's
a
possible.
state directive on July 11 declaring that American decision
It is possible. In fact, I think people got so sick of saying that it's possible, they made a brand called Impossible. And everyone was like, that kind of knew that from back in the early days. And like, oh, that's a good one.
hoping
Right,
for
but I mean, I
Iran
guess you had to have been
for the
there.
81% that want Iran to be
There was a lot of
One guy
classes. There
that
was
spearheading this was Lindsey
discussions
Graham,
on
who
the
died yesterday.
side.
That's why a lot of people are saying, well, maybe
A
this
lot
could
of
have
people,
tied
yeah.
because of how Iran state media reacted to Lindsey Graham dying yesterday.
Yeah, it
Maybe there
seemed
was
like
something going
the
on there.
ones
Adam, your
that
thoughts
didn't
with
get
this
it
story on Iran?
were mostly
So, here we go
criminals
again.
or
I
being
mean, if
taken
this were
advantage by
reality TV, God, let's
criminals.
be honest here. This was
Catch
like
my
the most
drift.
toxic,
Kudos,
get back
kudos,
together
my brother.
relationship
Kudos.
in soap opera history. I know you were a big fan of Beverly Hills 90210. Shout out to Dylan McCabe, Melrose Place.
Brandon. What was his name? Jason Priestley. Yes. And what's his name played? That was not Matt Dillon. Everyone always gets him confused with Matt Dillon. Oh, that's funny. No, what was his name? He played I think he did play a guy named Dylan, though. Maybe that's why. They did it on purpose, didn't they? Do that shit, man.
I think we all understand that Iran, they want to basically take over the Middle East.
I know, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little carried away. I know. So thank goodness you can shut me off. I know you can. I'm sorry. If it's towards the end of your shift. I know, so they're just like looking at that watch like, please go faster. Make it stop. I know. I'm just joshing myself. I know, see when I say that stuff, they're always like, no, don't say that. We actually love you. I know, I love you too, thank you. You wouldn't be here if you didn't, right? Right? It's an acquired taste. Like mustard. Yeah, especially Grey Poupon. Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Remember how popular that was? And people were doing it in the street. You pull up next to somebody, the window down, you get it every once in a while. Kids yelling out the back seat. What was the other one? Since 1916, hello.
Okay, so tell me what you think Rubio will be doing differently than Trump right now. So let's go to that. Let's isolate specifically Rubio. What would Rubio be doing differently? Do you think Rubio sees Iran as a bigger threat than the president does? focus on this I think Rubio would have gone a little harder than the president did. My opinion.
I agree with
Maybe
you.
wrong.
I think there's one key difference. I think the one key difference is that Rubio would have made sure that he had succession. Who's going to flow into this gap? We saw what happened when we killed Saddam Hussein in Iraq, and all the crazies just swept in and went boom. It's the same thing if you ever read the book or seen the movie Charlie Wilson's War. The movie over-dramatized it, you know what Hollywood does. But it was a story of we helped the Afghans get the Russians out of Afghanistan way, way back. And guess what? When we left the vacuum, the crazies swept in. When Hussein was found and then executed, the crazies came in. I think Rubio, Venezuela, we knew there was a backup plan. Call it CIA, call it what you want to call it. But there was a plan for some sort of stabilizing leadership in Venezuela. I think Rubio, he would have made sure that those people the Kurds are going to support this, these people are going to do this, we're going to have succession. I think he would have.
This is how I see it. This is how I see it. I think all of us, we have a different platform. Let's face it. Like, if you were president right now, your issues would be very different. Tom was president. Adam was president. Everybody has a different priority in this. I just think you want to exactly how you want this to be dealing with. We would be approaching the IOG in a very different way. The president, he's negotiating with everybody, and he thinks he can get a deal with everybody. I just think and a part of it is like this. Like, sometimes I'm trying to tell you, you got a kid, I'm trying to tell you, hey, avoid that trap. And you're like, I got it, man. I'm freaking 30 years old. Leave me alone, Dad. Let's just eat, have an encounter. Benny, I'm just telling you, avoid that. Dude, are you freaking kidding? I got it. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Guess what? Go. Every time you ask me for advice, I give you 0 advice. Because I want you to go through it. 6 months later, you go in and hang out with that crowd, you come back and say, man.
A lot of people, have noticed that we seem to talk in a certain tone or kind of when we're speaking to sick fucks or to criminals or to people that are playing stupid to a lot of things, it's totally innocent. And all you can do is love them and appreciate them, like shaking your head and nod kind of tone. Oh, would you look at that? You just get to that point of, and you almost get used to that higher kind of a tone, kind of like when you're going to address a child or a dog, because you want to make sure they can hear you.
Let's be real here. That memorandum of understanding was for one thing and one thing only. It was a Trump birthday present to the world, basically. I got a deal done. Look at me. Listen, we all knew that deal wasn't getting done. We all knew at some point that Iran was going to break everything that they basically shook their hand on. And basically, we got to watch out. Like, when Iran shakes a deal, shakes their hand, they're probably doing this in the background. So Rubio probably would have been more of a pragmatic person. Trump was more of a deal maker and deal breaker at the end of the day. I think Rubio would have gone super hard on these guys. Jay Vance would have been more of
such a busy schedule, I would have never had the meeting, but you know what? Yeah, we're not going to have the meeting. Why are you not going to have the meeting? Well, because the State Department shut down the meeting. So if you want to pull up the story, Mondani's official time meeting with Iran was shut down by the State Department. Hold it below if you can. In Mayor Mondani administration plans to have a meeting with Iran's ambassador to these other nations before the State Department holding a meeting. And a meeting was canceled. Commissioner Anna
All the
Maria,
other kids to the pump up kicks better with the pump Oh my goodness gracious. I have another coffee actually. That's what I feel like.
Socialist mayor. Tom, how big of a story is this?
This is a good song. You know the history with that too. Not too many people here talk about that. You think where the song and stuff was so popular that more people would talk about that, but they don't. He's coming away. He's bringing me a surprise. And I'm boxing myself, waiting for a long time. Slide on my hand and now a quick pull shiveries and one cigarette. And say your hair's on fire, must have lost your wits, yeah. With the pumped up kicks, you better run, I'll run, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run. Exactly, kind of like the fake tone. Yeah, you hear it and people start to see. You know, when you're around it, it comes out naturally. When you're talking to a kid, when you're talking to your boss, it might sound different than when you're talking to. Right, exactly. People who do training exercises understand that. You're not going to talk to your own family that way, would you? Unless they were criminals, right? Or being blindly misguided by some, and they were making bad decisions. Right. Not everybody has the capabilities to guide them in the right direction because they can be pulled by vices like drugs and money and things like that. So when you have, enough to support them, they're obviously going to go to what can afford to buy the Steam and the Roblox cards, right? Yeah, I mean, this is nothing new.
So what's the plan for tonight?
Nothing new. People know these things, and it's sad how a lot of good people have been targeted on and offline. Happens. I mean, so much of it is innocent. I'm not saying anyone's good or bad, just saying.
Sometimes I feel cold, even paralyzed. My interior world needs to sanitize. I've gotta step through or I'll disappear. I'll recall my step through for my basement.
Yeah, so we get partially black.
Will be on my side. I don't believe the hype. And you know you're a terrible sight, but you'll be just fine. Just don't believe the hype. Yeah, they might be talking.
Oh yeah, it's like their debut, yeah.
It might take some friends and a warm shirt, but you don't get thick skin without getting burned. Nice to know my kind will be on my side. I don't believe the hype, and you know you're a terrible sight, but you'll be just fine. Just don't believe the hype.
You might not eat the same foods. Vote for the same politicians. Listen to the
No,
same
I
kind of
don't know
music.
which way
That
I'm
can be
going,
confusing, can't it? And you can see how those
but I can hear my way around.
things get perpetuated, promoted, and
No, I don't know which way I'm going,
not.
but I can hear my way around.
To some individuals.
No, I don't know which way I'm going,
You get it.
but I can hear my
See, you know, when it comes to all that stuff, I mean, you can say, yeah, like-minded, cut from the same cloth. I mean, when it comes to that, though, right, I wouldn't eat that. I wouldn't eat that. But, I mean, we agree on all of this. What, gay people? Am I okay with gay people? I know when we keep bringing these things, it gets in the way of what really matters. Okay, can we get through that? Yeah, gay people are fine. Okay, what's next? What's the age limit for what? Okay, limit.
After a mayor-appointed commission recommended an 18.2% salary increase for the mayor. But that's a mayor-appointed commission. So, hey, Vinny, can you please, I'm going to have my wife appoint her as the commission to just dictate how much of a raise I deserve.
What are the cockadoodle duties anyway?
I think she said you've done such a good job taxing everybody in rural New York City that I think we should raise your salary by 18.2%. Oh my God! Well, I didn't choose the raise. It's a mayor-appointed commission that chose this raise. You know, the
do I have to do everything?
Consider inflation in setting rents. Froze rents for 2 years.
I'm exhausted. Not really. I could run a marathon right now if you wanted me to.
Contradictions coming up. Vinny, where are you at with this? You're a New York guy.
Yeah, but these are like okay. With all
Hey, I didn't say I could do the frickin' limbo. I said run a marathon.
It's something small, but it's
not that kind of marathon.
And I get he's a comedian, but do you really think these people were that dumb not to know what a freaking self-described socialist, communist, supporter of freaking terrorists? Are you guys surprised? Like, you can't be that dumb. You're educated. You guys are smart. And remember, it was like, I'll pay the 1%, I'll pay the 2%. It keeps going up. They're paying themselves money. And then when people in his office are trying to meet with the ambassador of Iran. Like, what? And it was made in error. What are you talking about? This is one of, if not America's biggest enemies. What are you trying to meet, man? If it wasn't for the State Department, Tom, finding out, if this was a Democrat-run country, Department of Justice ran by Democrats, they wouldn't care. And what are you meeting about? What are you talking about? Connor said something earlier today that kind of hit me, Pat, when he said, you're watching like a soft secession happening in New York right now. Because Romani is acting like New York has its own country with its own foreign policy, its own immigration policy, own economic policy. Unless the federal government, they need money, then they go to the feds, okay? The goal isn't to work with the rest of America. They're trying to take this, one of the biggest cities, the freaking city that never sleeps. They're ruining this place, Pat, and they're fighting against this. And when I tell people, like, this is the enemy from within. And I'm telling you guys right now, it's not an existential, it's not happening right now. But slowly start watching what these people are doing. They hate America. I watched an old clip of Rashida Tlaib, F you mother effers, and them. They hate this country. And if you're too blind to see it, and you keep supporting and saying, no, they're caring for the little person, they don't give a damn. Because their morals, their beliefs don't line with us. They don't. I'm sorry. They hate this country. All of them talk crap about this country, and they're putting policies and people in charge to destroy us from within. People keep saying the enemy's at the gates. They're not at the gates. They're inside on the couch.
They're in the front yard. They're
sitting on your couch.
For sure they are. For sure they are.
Yeah,
by the
don't
way,
let it fool you.
And by the way, here's what I want you to think about. Question for you guys. And while I'm doing this, I want you to search this. Okay. Okay. Can you go back to the chart? Okay. Don't even go to it. They're trying to raise the mayor's salary to what? 18.2%.
18.2%.
All right. Do you know what the salary of the mayor is right now?
$300,000.
$258,000. The 18.2% put him around $300,000. Can you pull that chart up? Okay, so look, if you look at that right there, 258 with the new raise, he would be at 305. The public advocate would go from 184 to 218. The comptroller goes from 209 to 247. And then the borough president goes from 179 to 212. Okay? Now here's a question for you. Whose job is a bigger job, mayor's or J.D. Vance?
J.D. Vance.
Whose job is a bigger job, Mayor Mamdani's or Pete Hegseth's?
Pete Hegseth.
How about Marco Rubio or Mamdani?
Marco, it's not
Rubio.
even.
Guess what? He makes more money than all three of them.
Weird.
Let me say the number here for you. Do you know the vice president's salary is $235,100? Mamdani makes more money than him. Do you know the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, makes $250,000. Mamdani, mayor of New York City, makes more money than him. Do you know the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, his salary is $250,000. Mamdani makes $8,000 more per year than the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense. And he makes $25,000 more per year than the Vice President of the United States. Did you just hear what I just said, right?
I can't believe
it. A job of a mayor makes more money than all these other guys and what they're doing. So now, who's got more heavyweight right there? If you look at it to verify, Vice President 235, go to Secretary of State 250, Secretary of Defense 221, but now it's at 250, 600. Mamdani makes more money than all of these guys with the job that he has, and they still want to take it to 320.
And
your thoughts before we move to the next story.
BBD, you just mentioned that Mamdani, his salary is going to be $305,000,
Yes.
I think is that what you said? So there's a story behind the story there. Thank you, Mamdani, for everything you're doing. I always give you credit. Your $305,000 salary is basically taking New York to record high rent. We can roll the numbers, and everybody's moving to the 305 MIA because of you. So I just want to thank you, Mamdani, for everything you're doing. Did you see the news that rent is at an all-time high?
Yeah, if you want to
in
pull
New
that
York?
up.
They said it's $5,300.
When there's not enough housing and there's high demand because people want to live in the city, and then you implement this rent freeze, and then the owners of these properties are basically saying, yeah, we're not going to fix this up because they can't charge it.
I am living my dream. A dream that I had no idea was my dream until I started doing it. I chose the certified medical.
Meanwhile, you go to any other random city in America, the average U.S. rent, you want to know what it is? It's $1,600. You were asking people what the average rent was during the Florida debate. I think it was Jay Collins that got that right. But at the end of the day, Mamdani, keep doing what you're doing. Keep basically marginalizing the Italians and the Jews and sending everybody out of New York.
Manhattan average rent right now, median market,
$52.95. Brooklyn, $43.50. Okay, $43.50. New York City housing affordability crisis
Driver for a
is in
traffic
def count
violation,
one. We need
but
to
the
push
moment
harder
one
on
officer
every
steps
front
out
to
of the
address
patrol
our housing
vehicle, the
shortage.
suspect opens
Update
fire,
zoning,
turning a
invest more
routine
city money
stop
in
into a
affordable
dangerous
units, lower the
shootout.
time
Investigators say the
and
suspect
cost city
fled before
bureaucracy
crashing a
imposes on
short distance
construction, get
away.
thousands of vacant regulated units back on the market. We need bold action. You know who's that tweeting that?
Of American
Can you go see who that is?
is here.
He's the comptroller of New York City. Weird. But this is not like a regular guy who's nobody just tweeting something. No. The comptroller is saying they're an issue. By the way, can you go to the story of CNBC that came out saying the top 10?
You're watching Channel 8.
Go to this.
Eight's
By the way,
total coverage
you guys,
starts with
if you
breaking
haven't
news.
seen this
We are
is just
interrupting
funny
your
to me.
programming
CNBC
again
woke
live
up
now at
and
9:40
said,
to
"Let me
bring
go
you the
write a
latest on the
bullshit
incident
article
happening in
titled
Biddeford
Top
right
10
now.
Worst
A
States
portion
to
of
Live
Biddeford
in America."
at the intersection of Pool Street and Hill Street right now closed. There is a significant police presence there. Officials reporting online this is an ICE-involved fatal shooting happening right now in Biddeford. Again, a large section closed off at this time. We're hearing reports from Ryan Facto, representative from Biddeford and Speaker of the House, where we're getting this information that ICE is involved. He said this morning a shooting occurred in Biddeford. A person was killed. ICE was involved. State Police and the Department of Public Safety are on scene. The FBI will investigate. Those are the details that he has at this time, and he will provide further updates as soon as he gets them. You see a portion of that statement right there. We've also seen on Facebook Troy Jackson, Senate hopeful and former gubernatorial candidate, saying that he's been alerted to a fatal ICE shooting in Biddeford this morning. His heart is with Biddeford and with all Mainers involved. Again, the intersection of Pool and Hill Street has a significant police presence right now. We have seen the FBI on scene. State police are there. Biddeford police are assisting, and we do have crews live on the scene today as well. We're going to go out now to Jamie Agile, who was one of the first people to arrive on the scene today. And Jamie, I know you've been talking to people in the area who heard shots. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing and hearing.
Yeah, Jess, we are on Hill Street now. This road behind me is Bacon Street, and that's what police are blocking off now, not letting cars through that intersection. Pool Street, where that shooting happened, is just one block up. They're turning people away, and we've been asking a lot of questions this morning, wanting to know exactly what happened, how we ended up with a fatality here in Biddeford. And the people who live here are asking a lot of questions too. What we're seeing is a lot of cars slowly going by, trying to look and see what they can. Many people walking right up to the street corner, trying to get a better look and talking to the officers here, asking what happened. Several of them driving by, shouting at the officer here, wanting to know more and getting frustrated about this situation. One neighbor I talked to said she was woken up by the scene around 8 o'clock this morning.
I just heard like really loud bangs, and I kind of like looked out the window, and here we go with tons of cops. It was like really loud.
There's no word yet on when this intersection will reopen, but it is still closed. Again, this is Hill Street. Bacon Street runs perpendicular there behind me. Pool Street, just one block up. We have more crews here on scene in Biddeford, and we will continue to update you throughout the morning. For now, live in Biddeford, I'm Jamie Agile, Maine's Total Coverage.
Jamie, thank you so much for that report, and that is right. We do have more crews on scene. Our Terry Stackhouse is also there. He has a different vantage point of the scene this morning. Terry, thank you. And I know you can see FBI on the scene, you can see state police. Tell us a little bit more about that police presence and whether you've heard anything from police this morning.
Hey Jessica, good morning to you. I am here just off of Middle Street along Pool Street, where you can see a large police presence. And looking at the pictures here from our vantage point, a few things that I want to point out to you here. There are two large canopies, one red, one blue. It's unclear at this point what may be underneath those, as well as a large Biddeford police vehicle. And then lower on the ground, if you're able to see it, there are a number of evidence markers that are near these orange cones. And we've seen law enforcement from numerous agencies walking through this area since we've been here in the last 30 minutes or so. There is a very small group of people which is gathered here right by the crime scene tape where I'm standing right now. They're eager to get some answers here, at least to our knowledge where we are on scene at this moment. We haven't received information confirming this incident information through any official channels from law enforcement. I spoke very briefly with Biddeford Police Chief Joanne Fisk. She said that this is not the case that they're handling. She said that the FBI and the Attorney General's office would be the parties which any requests for information need to go through. She said that Biddeford Police's involvement here is really just doing traffic control. Where we are right now is where some Biddeford police officers have staged. We're seeing one car here moving so that one of the Biddeford PD vehicles can move from the scene. We've also seen, worth noting here, just a couple of civilian vehicles that have been moved here from the scene. It's unclear if they had any involvement in the incident as it played out. I want to reference here a post coming from State Representative Mark Mallon. He represents this area. He shared that same information, which was shared on the Facebook page, the personal Facebook page of House Speaker Ryan Fecteau. He said that he's working to get information here, but he did caution locals about sharing potentially false information. And the big question here, we've seen elected officials note that ICE was involved here in some capacity, but we don't know how. With any officer involved shooting or any law enforcement involved shooting, of course there is an investigation to determine the events which surrounded that. We don't have any information about that at this point. We don't know who may have been shot, what happened, the events leading up to that, or who pulled the trigger at that point. It could be a situation where ICE was carrying out operations and perhaps that agency wasn't necessarily the one that pulled the trigger in this instance. On the other hand, it is entirely possible that that is what happened. But I'm looking now just in front of me, a small crowd, maybe half a dozen to a dozen people that are trying to get some clarity and get some answers here. And it's a somber mood. This is something that nobody wants to see in their community. This is a residential area, and neighbors here are coming out. And just looking at this scene here, as we're turning here as well, you can see some law enforcement officers with gloves on, taking photos of the scene, gathering evidence, again, placing those evidence markers down. We're trying to get as close to the scene as we can. Forgive me, I'm going to step outside here again. I'm just going to reference my notes because we do have some information that's coming to us in real time, and we're working to get you the best information that we can about this apparent deadly shooting, which involved ICE. This also coming from Joanne Fisk with Biddeford PD. We spoke for really just a matter of seconds as she was leaving the scene when she told me that Biddeford PD is really just handling traffic control in this area. But she said that there is a staging area over at the St. James School for media. It is possible that there will be a news conference of some sort later today, or information may be provided to members of the press at that area. We haven't had the opportunity to head over to the school yet to get some information, and that's because this area is so active with law enforcement. I'm just shifting where I'm positioned so that I can try to give you a better picture here from just my vantage point about what's going on. I'm seeing two officers that are closest to me, just to the left of a Biddeford police vehicle, seeing some civilian vehicles that are parked close to those evidence markers, and then just in front of that large Biddeford PD van, more law enforcement just in front of those two canopies. So as we're working the scene here throughout the day, we're going to try to talk to some residents who have gathered here and see if they may have heard those gunshots earlier this morning. Of course, there is so much being shared on social media right now. Residents are looking for answers. Others are looking to share their perspective. But we're going to be very careful in verifying all the information that we can and the accounts of what happened here so that we can bring you the best information possible here on Maine's Total Coverage. Jessica?
All right, Terry, thank you so much for that view from the scene in Biddeford. A very active scene right now. If you are in the area, be sure to avoid Pool Street and Hill Street, the intersection there. A large area closed off. Biddeford police, though, redirecting traffic. This is a very busy intersection as well. Pool Street, one of the major veins, especially in the summertime, to head toward Biddeford Pool. As Terry said, this is also a heavily residential area as well. That intersection leads down to the bridge to get into Saco, too. So a very busy area. The police are asking that you avoid right now, and they are redirecting traffic. Again, we're going to give you a live look from Jamie Ajoulay, who is on the other side of the scene right now. You can see there police redirecting the road closed signs. We are working to get more information here on this breaking news. Again, officials saying online that this is an ICE-involved shooting. We do not yet have details on a victim, but we are continuing to press police. The FBI involved in this investigation as well, too. Please stay with us on air and online today as we continue to follow this story. We will have breaking updates on WMTW.com as well as in our app. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Ted set up 20% on the final. Serrano teaches welfare economics and social choice theory. The
Orlando police officers pull over a driver for a traffic violation. At the moment, one officer steps out of his vehicle and the
basically gone down to zero. It's very easy for students to succumb to the temptation after Serrano announced that the final would be held in person. Many previously high score students dropped the course. Did you hear it, Ebony? So these guys scored a high number. Hey, call. All of a sudden they're like, no, we're doing it in school. It's like, oh shit, drop the course. Why? Because they haven't been studying at all. Others who earned grades in high 90s on the midterm scored in the 50s. You scored 90s in a take-home midterm. You're scoring 50s in school. Are you surprised? Serrano shared the details with Brown Standing Committee on the academic code on July 8th. University spokesperson Brian E. Clark said the committee would proceed according to the procedure and that Brown treats every academic integrity allegation with the utmost seriousness. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, I love both these stories for two very key reasons. Number one, University of Chicago Law School, and people may not think of it like this, but law schools and MBA schools, business schools, they want to protect their reputation. And what they don't want is a bunch of people coming out zombies that don't know how to perform. I mean, Pat, how long would it take if you were doing a staff meeting and you're talking about strategy? We got some challenges. Hey, it's February, we have some challenges. We need to make a plan on this. And people are sitting in your conference room. How many of them are sitting there on laptop or on email? They're not. We're talking about the numbers in front of us and trying to make a decision. If these people were just AI zombies coming out of MBA school, how long would it take you to figure that out, Pat? 15 minutes. It'd be like, you graduated from Harvard with a Harvard MBA, and you can't come in here to this room and just speak intelligently in sentences and have your thoughts across and do this. You have to go back to your desk and AI do for us. So Brown is University of Chicago. They're concerned about, number one, the reputation of the school. Number two, the ability to attract students. I love what they're doing. They're saying, time out. Put all those devices away. Let's talk about what there is. Let's hear your reason. Let's hear you debate a fellow student when you win the courtroom. The second is, I love what happened at Brown. And there are people that have stepped out on this and have jumped on it to discuss it. I love the fact that there was a student that got a 95.5 on the midterm and a 95 in person in class on the final. And you know what he said? The teacher stepped back and said, the professor stepped back and said, you know what, I regarded that individual through observation throughout the semester as an excellent student and attentive in class, and I felt that he would probably do well. I was not, guess what? So he's observing him in class, and then he gives him the in-person final. The guy goes, okay, let me take care of this. Boom. 95 and 95, which means he can see on the midterm. It's very, very even. Then there was another student he said I liked equally well, but the guy was somewhat less initiated, and he had a 55 in the midterm and a 55 in the final. Guess what? Consistency. Maybe he's working for jobs, maybe what it was, maybe he's struggling with the class, but the two scores proved he was there. I love these two stories because it's shining a light on it. That AI may be able to do assimilated research for you. AI may be able to take some time. We use it for prepping for podcasts here. But when AI does the job for you, it's not you and you're not getting smarter. And you've got Brown and University of Chicago, both blue schools who are waking up to it, and I love it, Pat.
Adam, your thoughts on this?
Well, the funniest thing that stuck out to me with this whole AI thing is, you see the line where they said professors will designate classroom scribes to take notes for first-year classes. You see that? And I mean, scribes, they haven't used scribes since medieval times. Like, what's that? I know people, there's a lot of people out there that want to bring back the Crusades. I'm not advocating for that just yet. But when we're using scribes in classrooms right now, it's like maybe we jumped the shark on this AI thing. And PBD, I know you're a big basketball fan, so I'll tell you this. I remember, there's unfair advantages, right? So I remember when I was in 9th grade, they put me with the middle school team to play. I was scoring 30 points a game. 30 points a game. They're like, dude, you're crushing it. They go, okay, now you're going to play with the high school kids. I started averaging 10. Okay, maybe I had an unfair advantage with the kids that are in middle school. When you actually start competing and not using technology and unfair advantages, basically cheating, you're basically going to be a reversion of the mean. So I think this is going to become inevitable, whether it's equal times, crusades, or taking away unfair advantages. Kids are going to have to put down the phone and actually learn in order to do their job.
I like that you're doing this, and I don't consider psychology. If I'm taking a test and I'm getting 95, 98 in school, I'm in at 50, what the hell are you teaching me kids to go to school? If I'm a parent, I'm like, why am I sending my kids to college? School talent. I'm not even paying for this thing anymore. Parents get upset if they do something like this. All right, let me get to the next story. Next story I want to get to is, I got so many good stories to go. I'm trying to see which one to go to next. Let's go to Gavin Newsom saying Elon Musk owes him. So I want you to see this video. He's doing an interview, and they're talking about his experience with Elon Musk. And he says, well, you know, he owes us a lot of success. You know what he's doing this, he's doing the deal. You know what he's doing, he's doing the deal. You know what he's doing, he's doing the deal. As if he hasn't already made enough enemies that he doesn't need help with. There's two clips. You have to clip because we sent it to you. One of them was, is that the one? So I want you to watch this clip.
Can I warn people? Guys, do me a favor if you're watching this. Don't let his hand gestures mesmerize you because you're going to lose the stuff that's coming out of his mouth. Try not to pay attention to his hand.
How we ended up with a fatality here in Biddeford, and the people living here asking a lot of questions. You will see a lot of cars slowly going by, trying to look and see what they can, and many people walking right up to the street corner, trying to get a better look and talking to the officers here, asking a little bit. Several of them threatened by shouting, but the officers here wanting to know more and getting frustrated about the situation.
He launched this space. Now he's going.
I just heard like really loud bangs, and I kind of like looked out the window and here we go with tons of cops. It was like really loud.
And having Grok here and most of his talent here.
There's no word yet on when this
But right
intersection
now,
will
he's
reopen, but
allowing,
it is still
I
closed.
think,
Again, this is Hill Street, Bacon Street. That's
he's going to allow
there
the
behind
greatest
me, Main
ongoing,
Street. Just want to walk up. We have
I
more
think,
crews
one of the most
here on
significant
scene in Biddeford. We
in the next
continue
decade.
to update you throughout the morning. We're now live in Biddeford and Jamie Ashland. It's
70% of the growth
Jamie, thank you so much for that
about
report.
state craft with them,
We
it's
do
about
have
supply
more crews
chains.
on scene. Our Terry Stack
Flooding the
is
zone
also
all
there.
around
He has a
the
different
globe,
vantage
including
point
now right on the
scene.
border.
This
In
morning,
China,
Terry, thank you. And
Canada,
I know
where
you
we
can
have
see
49,000 cars
the
that
aisles in New York
tear up
City
down
State
there.
Police
And
tells
it's
us a little bit more
those
about the police presence
and
alerting
I
everybody
trust
here
and
from this
recommend
morning.
for not only myself, but my patients.
I was excited to become another Botox cosmetic appointment because it is tried and trusted.
where you can see a large police presence and
Botox Cosmetics is
vantage point. If you think it's going to look up to you, there are two large canopy blood red
The results are natural
It's
looking.
unclear at this point what may be underneath those as weird Jim showed. Hey Jim, we're great. Who's in the name?
Talk to your doctor about Botox Cosmetic and whether it's right for you. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms.
I got treated with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Find a licensed Botox Cosmetic specialist at BotoxCosmetic.com.
End of 2022, within 7 months, 2002, within 7 months, 2003, Elon had launched Tesla, and then he took it public in 2010. Look at the amount of time it took. Do you think in 7 months, the state of California could have done anything? No, and by the way, Gavin Newsom wasn't in Sacramento in 2003 when he built Tesla. Gavin Newsom, when did he become governor? Was he governor in 2010 when Elon Musk went public? Good grief. Oh yeah, but you know, he's intimidating the regular. So I think this is a disingenuous path. I'm not going to go on and on. I'm going to say it's disingenuous. It takes so many words to say it, which tells you how much he's trying to stretch and morph the argument. And I think this is an insult to entrepreneurs everywhere. Sit back, because guess what? He's taking a pay
out of the old playbook, and I'm going to quote somebody. First of all, you got a type of assailants, okay, and second of all, you didn't build that. No, yeah, that is. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm saying he's saying the same thing that Obama said, but you didn't build that.
Sound like when they talk, how entitled they sound when they talk that way. It is so flippant when you hear them talking the way that they do, as if like you owe them something. You know, this guy goes and creates all these jobs. Like, yeah, let me tell you, he forgot about the. Oh, stop it already! Stop it already! Good for Elon for what he's doing. Newsom, where he had another clip. I don't know if you have the other clip with taxes. Do you have that one? Check this out. He's getting, a lot of people are saying he's getting nervous with this because how quickly he tried to redirect and put it on Trump. Watch this.
I've given 20 years of my taxes, yes. I know you love taxes. Donald Trump is going against you because well, I am, because that's why I've released all my taxes for decades, and you will have all those new taxes. Yeah, because I have no reason why you haven't gotten them already. So
It's just brushing people off. Yeah, I mean, look, when you, has he actually released his taxes for 20 years? Because if he has, why is he getting so nervous? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he has as a governor, but he just kind of looked a little bit uncomfortable. You know, the allegation with the fact that his wife allegedly took a lot of money from that charity. I don't know what the number was, 2.8 million or something like that. No, by the way, the report says Gavin Newsom has not released 20 years of his taxes. Newsom released multiple years of tax returns during his political career, filing, covering 5 years through 2020 when he ran for re-election in California. In those disclosed, Newsom and his wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, reported $1.5 million of income in 2020 and paid about $480 in taxes. Newsom has pledged to release his taxes every year in office, but he has not made additional return public since 2020. So he's lying. He hasn't released his taxes since 2020. And what was the one? Was it the $2.8 million? Is it the $2.8 million that we saw?
I think so. With the diaper situation, the most advanced diapers of all time, according to their price.
I think I saw that where she got paid. So that's why he's getting nervous. Because if you did release your taxes, why would you be so nervous? You don't have to be nervous. So now we know he hasn't released his taxes. During Gavin Newsom, yes, there has been claims involving amounts in the millions, but the details matter. The $2.8 million figure appears to refer to money connected to her nonprofit work with related entities over time, not a simple salary paid to her personally. IRS filings show she received compensation from nonprofit. One analysis reported that her total compensation from the organization at about $1.8 million from 2011 to 2024. And then there's some numbers that are 2.8 to 3.7 million. But just look, you know what the tax situation is? If he's good, he's good. What do you call it? Elections coming around the corner next couple of years. He's got to be ready for it. I will tell you this though, for the state of Texas, you know we made 4 hats for different states. Can you go and show those hats I sent to you? For the people that are proud Floridians, these hats were on fire at the gubernatorial debate. It's your hat, future looks right on the front, and your state, if you can go next so they can see the Florida on the side. This is one of the, no, on that, yeah, just go to the next line, go to the next line, go to the next one to show Florida on the side. Right there, I don't know if you see it. Boom, there you have Florida there. And then we have 3 other states. We have California, we have Texas, if you can go to Texas. Reason why I want Texas to get some love, look at that. One of the hottest items we got is this here, because people proudly say future looks bright, living in Texas. To the people in California and New York, you know I got a Yankees gold chain that my wife got me for my birthday. I've had this for a few years, and I'm wearing a Yankees jacket. I want to see New York succeed. Are you flipping? And I lived in California for 24 years. Every one of these states I have a direct relationship with. So if you are proud Floridian, proud Texan, proud Californian, or proud New York, go out there and represent these hats. Can we put the link below? And by the way, if you go to vtmerch.com, just put the Texas in the search, the hats will come up like this. Anyways,
that's what I created.
Let's get to the next story. Next story I want to get into is a story about, let me see which one we should go to.
Between practices and games, I don't have time to play meals.
Do we want to go into what Marco Rubio did? Let's go into Marco Rubio. Vinny, I want to come to you with this one. Last week we reported on a story that Vinny brought to us. A man had raped a 10-year-old. And I'm like, there's no way this story is true. And the guy comes out and says, this is our culture. And as we got deeper, you know what we learned about the story? The man who raped the 10-year-old married the 10-year-old's sister. And later on in life, the sister said, I don't want to judge him. We've moved on. Our family's doing great. We want to do nothing about that. Wait, what? And then the governor, Tim Walz, allegedly pardons him.
He pardons him so he doesn't have to get deported
back to the country. Yeah. And this guy's from where? Laos. Yeah. So Marco Rubio said, people forget about the story like, wait, this is it. Marco Rubio's like, no. That 10-year-old girl that was raped, who says now he doesn't need to be held accountable. You live in America. We have laws and we protect people here. And this is what Marco Rubio had to say. Go for it.
Just weeks ago, a convicted sex offender and a foreign national was shielded from deportation by the governor of Minnesota. Laotian national Tu Li Bang was convicted of repeatedly sexually abusing a 10-year-old girl in the state of Minnesota. He even tried to pay his victim for her silence, and he called his heinous crimes a minor thing. Just days before this foreign sex offender was scheduled to be deported, Tim Walz, the governor, issued him a pardon, setting him free to once again endanger the children of America. Well, this week I revoked his legal status in the United States, and as a result, federal agents took him into custody, and as of today, he has been removed from the United States. Because of our action, this foreign criminal will never pose a threat to any American, ever again. Americans must never be forced by their elected leaders to live alongside foreign sex criminals who have no right to begin with to reside in our country. This administration will always stand with the American people and defend them from violent criminals.
And can you do me a favor, Pat? Umberto, can you show what Tim Walz said about it? Tim Walz is sitting there, guys, and saying that he feels sorry. He feels sorry that he goes, I find no reason how it's safer. Like, it's crazy that we're in this AI world. I have to keep checking if this is fake or if it's real. And this is a real clip of him. Mind you guys, this is a guy that repeatedly, he did so much bad stuff to this child that when I go to ChatGPT and I'm trying to help them word my stuff and structure my thing, it says, this content can't be shown for safety reasons. ChatGPT won't even let me research this topic because it's so bad, and this is what Tim Walz's attitude is towards this child rapist. Go ahead.
If this is about the guy we just watched?
This is about the guy.
And this is 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Go for it.
Thanks, case. I would state this, that I can find no reason how Minnesota will be safer or better if Mr. Vang is deported to a country he has not been to since he was a child.
Look, stop. Can you stop that right there? Is everybody listening to what the hell he said? I don't see how America is going to be safer without a child rapist, Pat. I've talked about this before, guys. Alcoholism, all this stuff. You still have that disease. Like I'm gonna be a drinker. I'm not drinking, but it's still in me. You know what I'm saying? You have temptation, but for me, it's almost all gone. If your thing is child rape and molestation and pedophilia, that doesn't just go for. You don't go to an AA meeting. You're like, yeah, I'm recovering. No. That stays with you forever. And his attitude is, I want to keep this person here and not send him to Laos because it's going to be unsafe for him. Is that crazy? And what really, really scares the hell out of me is this guy, Tim Walz, was a couple of swing states away, Pat, from becoming the vice president of the United States. And we keep talking about enemies from foreign and domestic. This is the people, guys.
Where does this guy live, by the way?
He was somewhere in Minnesota.
I'm telling you, like, if this guy, like,
I already know. I already know where you're going.
This is.
Look at him, Pat.
This is. You know. There's got to be a game.
And she is here to kind of help us.
There's got to be a game for people like this to. You know how you watch that show? Is it Squid Games?
Squid Games.
And then what's the other one? The Squid Games, and there's another game like that that's on TV that's like people like to watch where Survivor or whatever, you make it or you don't make it.
Hunger Games. Hunger Games.
Take these types of people and move them to a country that is laws are different than here, and do a real life Squid Game.
All of us.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of this? Forget about them. At least turn it into entertainment and watch them go through it instead of having them sit here. Maybe Squid Games, whoever came up with that idea, is a good idea to take some of these people like this for others to say, dude, I don't ever want to be in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't ever want to be in that game. Go for doing what you're doing to that 10-year-old kid, and then later on. And he was an adult when he did that.
Of course he was. So my question is to you, Pat. You're a father living in Minnesota, and you hear your governor saying, wait, this child rapist, I'm not going to send him back home. He's safer here. Is that boggle anybody else's mind?
Get to the next story.
Alien versus Predator.
The next story. The next story I want to get to is a very different story that we'll be going through. So, should we go into the World Cup or not yet? Nah, I'm not going to go into the World Cup. Let me get to the COO story. So check this out. It's a great story. Chipotle CEO uses team dinners to spot potential leaders, and there are 4 qualities he looks for. I actually like this. There's 4 qualities he looks for. Okay, so Chipotle CEO Jason Kidd, no relation to the other Jason Kidd,
Basketball player.
visits about a dozen stores each week, ending his days with roughly 90-minute dinners, attended by 3 or 4 of his regional employees. The meal helps strengthen operations, reveals employees' careers, ambitions, and identifies candidates for internal promotion. We're constantly identifying internal team talent during these visits, seeing how people show up, and seeing how they react. Chipotle promoted 23,000 workers last year, including all of its new regional vice presidents. As of March, the chain employed more than 135,000 people across 4,100 locations and plan to open as many as 370 new restaurants this year. Kidd, who joined Chipotle last year after serving as Taco Bell COO, looks for 4 qualities and potential leaders. First, they care for colleagues and collaborate effectively. At the end of the day, we run a people business, so you need to make sure you take care of your own people. Collaborations and relationship building become increasingly important as employees move into senior role. Number 2, strong candidates who own the outcome. They take responsibility for results, whether positive or negative, and assess their performance honestly. If somebody can own the outcome of what they're doing, they're likely going to be a good leader. Number 3, they anticipate problems. This is like our language. I'm loving what he's saying here. They anticipate problems instead of merely reacting. We don't need firefighters. We need people who could be ahead of the issues and anticipate what's going on. And last but not least, they solve problems rather than simply identifying them. Restaurant operations inevitably produce difficulties, and effective leaders arrive with solutions instead of raising concerns. By the way, this one you think about, so if you really, one of them is what? Collaborate effectively, they own the outcome, they anticipate problems instead of just reporting it, and last but not least, they solve problems instead of just identifying it. So for the last 20-some years, one of the things I used to do when we first started our insurance company is, and I told you this story, I think maybe I told you this last week, every Tuesday night, I would cook for my guys. So we would finish our sales meeting at the office. Tuesday night when it's over with, people would come to my house, and I would ask people to bring their wives or bring their family. So we had this place, and I'm making my famous chicken barbecue that I do, which is legendary. You age backwards. A lot of people say when you eat it, you age backwards. You actually get younger. Right? When I used to make this barbecue in my apartment 25 years ago, everybody in the community would show up because they could smell, can I get a piece? And I was like, here, take a piece. Here, get. It was just phenomenal. But anyways, I'm cooking. And you know what it is when I'm cooking? I'm talking to people. So, hey, tell me how long you guys been together. Oh, wow, okay. So what do you think right now? What do you think about this insurance thing that's trying to do? Well, I don't really think it's going to work. Do you think really work? What's your concern about working and not working? What are your dreams? I said, well, we'd like to one day, how long you guys been married? 12 years. Did you think 12 years ago when you guys got married, you would be in the situation you are right now financially? No, never thought that. Okay, so what did you think life would look like after being married for 12 years? I thought 12 years later we would be in da-da-da-da-da. Okay,
August
so
31st,
if you don't do anything
2025,
differently now,
it's a
what's life
little
going to
after
look like
3
12
in the
years from now?
afternoon,
Oh, probably
and
the same.
Rockwell
So
police get a
what
call about an
alternatives do you have? What
assault
choices?
at a
Not a lot.
McDonald's
Okay, so
drive-thru
maybe this is
on
something you ought to
I-30
entertain and
Texas.
support your
To
husband.
get there,
Yeah, that does kind of make sense.
What
And then we
they're
would have that
left with
conversation.
is
Then I would be
2
like,
men, 2
ooh,
trucks,
that guy's wife I
2
like.
very different
Because
stories
she's
about who
positive, she's
started it.
supportive.
And
Oh,
what
she
the
is
officers
super
decide
negative.
in this parking
You
lot
can pray for him. Nothing's going to happen with him because she is such a negative. So this model of getting to know your guys, just last week, was it last week when I was making the omelets? I don't know what it was. Yeah, maybe a week and a half ago, I'm making omelets. I made 100 omelets that day for 2 hours. I'm not going to front. And you know what was the one thing about making the omelets? Every omelet takes about 2 minutes to make. It takes about a minute and a half to make. You know what time I had? I had a minute and a half to 2 minutes to get to know. So where are you from? What's your background? How long have you been with us? What do you do here? I'm an engineer of yours. So what else do you do? I think more leaders need to get hands-on to get to know
their people effectively. And by the way, I'm going to give a book recommendation to you guys right now. This is a book that anybody that reports directly to Bezos has to read. You ready? The book is called The Goal. It's sold over 10 million copies. I recommend you buy this book and buy the audiobook and listen to the audiobook while you're reading the book. It's a ridiculous book to read. It's a ridiculous book to read on operating. And the story of the guy in the book, he's going through marital issues. His wife leaves him while he's operating. So it depicts the exact challenges that a person goes through who's trying to be a good executive, good person running a company, that there's a lot of additional moving parts and stuff that happens that you're not aware of. So I highly recommend reading this book. I got another one here I'll recommend to you here in a minute as well. But as a COO or CEO, if you don't get to learn stories about your guys long term, you don't find out who the stars are, sometimes stars will be hidden underneath a shielding manager that doesn't want you to know that the real star is under that person. Like, whoa, we would have never found out about that person. And you have to overlap them. You have to overlap them, or else there's going to be so much politics taking place and you continue losing good people year after year, and that's not a good thing for you to do. I want to get to the next story. Next story is, and by the way, Tom, I'll give you something here because you...
Not everyone's life runs in straight lines. And Sophia, we get that.
I said, I don't know if you were just thinking, I guess the mom was walking in there, like, I'm sorry if I did something wrong, like, I'm trying to get him cut, like, is everything okay? Because, like, his son started saying something, and I don't know what he said, and his dad jumped out there and with a gun or whatever he had in his pocket, he said. And after he punched me in the mouth, that's all started because you flipped him off? No, he flipped me off. You cut him off in the light? I know, because I guess they were walking through the store this way. And the mom and the son were all this way. So I tried to stop him off because I didn't see him. Because the angle of my mirror was right here. You know, like, did I do something wrong or is everything okay or what? And then his dad got off and attacked me on that. And I'm like, dang, I was just trying to see what was going on. If I did something wrong, I was going to apologize. I'm like, my bad. And then his dad was like choking me. That's why I'm like hard to talk right now because I can't talk. I almost lost consciousness.
Get off now! It doesn't matter if he's had enough. Get off!
Don't ever
Get off of my husband! You are now! I don't care if he's had enough! I don't care! No, he doesn't! Get off! I'm telling you now! Get off! Do you have this on camera? Do you have this on camera? Get off now! I will not tell you again. Can we call 911?
I was going to remember they set my head on the ground. He hit me first, so I don't know what happened. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm sorry if I cut you off or got in front of your ground or they were walking right here. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I was like, man, just teach you some respect. I don't want my kids seeing stuff like that. I don't know them at all. Is that your wife?
The Tom's ability to project manage is phenomenal. And we're off site, so we do stuff here in preparation podcast. One of the things I'll always do is the entire list. Checklist of everything we need to do. They'll come in, boom, 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 boom. And if we don't have checklists created to get certain things knocked out, we're missing a wire. We're missing a this. We're missing a that. We're missing a this. No, checklist, put the stuff together so you don't have to go through it as you're building it.
And the only reason he's out at all is that a judge gave him a shot on the outside instead of a cell.
Very unfortunate situation this past weekend that was tough for all of us to go through. But our prayer and love is with that entire family. We love them.
What's your name, boss?
Just so you know, we're thinking about you
2 hours or 1 hour?
And
2 hours?
love that entire relationship and family, especially families I'm in my life. Such a special group. Anyways, okay. Let's go to the next story. Next story I want to get into is something that has to do with leadership. And I want to address, and I kind of like this story. It has to do with World Cup, but it's different and it's complicated. It's a very, very complex situation. So the World Cup matches we watched, we saw what happened. So let's kind of go through a couple of them, right? So who got kicked out? So, England beats Norway. England beats Norway and Holland, which, by the way, if you watch that game, there's a clip that you have where this one teammate of Holland could have passed through twice. He didn't. There's all this commentary afterwards. The clip we're playing is from a fan, so we can show it. It's not a clip from ESPN. So I want you to see this clip here. This right here is Alexander Sorov. who is going in, and look who is wide open. Who do you see is wide open?
Right
That
there,
guy's Holland.
pass.
He's the, look at him! Get the freaking pass! So guess what? He wants to be the scorer. And then Holland's like, what are you doing? And by the way, in the post-game interview, he even said, we could have made some better decisions. You can tell he's defeated. Give me the flip. There's a reason why he's the number 3 scorer in his first World Cup for Norway. All he had to do was pass. This goes overtime. Who knows what happens? So who ends up winning? England. And by the way, there's a few people that won millions, if not tens of millions of new fans. Holland is probably at the top of that list. Messi's always had it. Ronaldo's always had it. Vizinho is the one that probably won the most. The goalie is like, oh shit, who is this guy? Now it's going to remind me. But let me tell you what's going on here that's very interesting. So, no one's talking about, everyone's saying Spain's going to win it. France is going to win it. Argentina's going to win it. You know what no one's talking about? No one's talking about England. They're not talking about England. You know who's England about to face? Argentina. And guess what? You know when's the last time they faced? It's the hand of God. You know which goal I'm talking about. If they had VAR back in the days, Argentina ain't winning the World Cup, just so you know that. It would have been a hand of God. So check this out. The coach of England is the 3rd non-British coach they've ever had. 3rd non-British coach they've ever had. And UK, England, they have 2 of the top 5 biggest scores in this World Cup in England.
Pick up a fresh
and
charge while
Bellingham.
you're
If I'm
on
saying
back
it
on
correctly,
paper,
correct
and a
me
prosecutor
if I'm
can
not saying it
instruct to
correctly.
tear the deal
Okay,
up and
while
sentence
this
him
is
under
going
original
on,
felony
England in
instead.
2025 decides to go get this coach. His name is Thomas Tuchel, however you want to pronounce it. And this guy, just to kind of give you his resume, he was a soccer player as a kid. He was a defender. His father coached him. He tried to go pro. He played some minor league type of soccer stuff. At 25 years old, he gets an injury. He decides to go into business. And then he goes and becomes a bartender while he's trying to be a coach. And then eventually, he gets the opportunity. He's 52 years old. Later on, after retiring, he ends up coaching.
I'm sorry, can I get one of those?
And he ends up winning his first major trophy with Borussia Dortmund, lifting Germany Cup in 2017. Then at PSG, he won League One. Then took PSG to their first ever Championship League final in 2020. They lost to Bayern Munich, a team that he beat when he was with Dortmund. Then he becomes a Champions League winner with Chelsea in 2021, beating Manchester City in the final. This is a legit coach here, okay? Then he wins the UEFA Super Cup and FIFA World Cup with Chelsea in 2021. Then he's named the FIFA Coach of the Year in 2021. Now he's his reputation. This is the part that gets tricky, and it's all about leadership and business. He's got a reputation of being a tactician, being a perfectionist, and super demanding with his players. Super demanding with his players. Which, you know what ends up happening because of this personality that he has? They win the game. When they win the game, he doesn't sound like a coach that is happy about them winning the game. And he kind of calls out the team, and Bellingham didn't like it. This is what the coach had to say. And then I'll show you what Bellingham had to say. Go for it.
There's no mentality problem. This is pure mentality.
This is a dangerous coach for Argentina.
Pure mentality. You can bottle it up and sell it. Yeah, so where is the pure mentality? We made life very, very difficult for ourselves today. The result is fantastic. The last score is amazing, but not happy with the performance.
Can you imagine?
Ever since. Because, again, the commitment is there, but we made life very, very difficult for us in the way we played, how we played. Sloppy, a lot of technical mistakes, not fast enough, not repetitive enough. We were lucky today. Was that the occasion? Getting to the players or not just the mentality?
I want you to pause right here. Pause right here. Okay. So he's the kind of coach that is a super annoying coach for players, but a great coach if you're the country or the team that's hiring that coach. By the way, do you know each team, each job that he had, I think he had a fallen out disagreement or got fired. After they won the Chelsea Championship, 2 months later he got fired, he left. Because of disagreements with management. So this is a very difficult guy. So then watch what Bellingham says. Bellingham knows. So imagine you just won and you scored 2 goals back to back. I don't know how many people have scored back to back 2 goals in that much of a elimination run. I think he's one of only 2 players that's ever done this. So it's not like he did something small. And look what happens to him. Look what he says. Look what the guy asks and look what he says. Go for it.
Thomas has just been quite critical of the performance after the game. Does that show the standards that he expects, the standards you guys expect of each other, and maybe that there's more to come from the team?
Maybe, or maybe he doesn't know what it's like to play in those kind of conditions against Haaland, Odegaard, Lusac, Sorloth. You know, that's not an easy team to play against. You know, I think we've tried to create a positive environment. We should continue that going into the Final Four. Can't speak highly enough for the lads. You're not going to win every game pumping the ball and making 1,000 passes. Sometimes you have to win dirty, and we've done that against them.
Okay, so now you hear something like that, okay, and then the coach is asked again, and again in a different interview. I'm not going to play that. He's still saying we're not there yet. You know, we should be worried.
I was just gonna say.
All I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
All I'm saying to you is you don't ever want the opposing team to have a coach like that. I don't ever want, and by the way, typically coaches like that create that much pressure, Bellingham and him may not be able to play together twice. This may only happen one time. England may end up winning the World Cup this year because they got a cycle coach like that. To get a person like that demanding, where the freaking guy scores 2 goals and after the game he's like, look at his face, he looks disgusting. Look at Bellingham's face. Well, he looks, go a little bit, that's not Bellingham, go a little bit, he looks disgusting. He's like, I know you're going to ask me this shitty question, I don't want to answer it. So, my wild card to everybody out there, here we go. Look, I want France or Argentina, I want a rematch. But I tell you, this coach, and this team this coach is a real coach, this team is a real team. If you think for a second, England's going to walk through England, you know, Argentina's going to walk through England, I think you have another thing coming. I hope Argentina is aware and paranoid enough of what it is.
The coach's mentality reminds me, I have only one thing to say, Pat. The coach's mentality reminds me of one thing that both you and I hold close to our heart. When I hear him talk, you know what I hear in my head?
I got it.
Job's not finished.
That's right. That's right. But that's a tough type of person to work with. Or play with. So, yeah, to work with, to play with, any of that stuff.
All right, please
if
do
you
that.
can have the tolerance, you will win a lot of championships, but you have to be willing to have the same size of and by the way, if they win, you realize what happens if England wins. If England beats Argentina, then England beats France or Spain.
Just come back around and park over here in the handicap if you have
Full disclosure, I have one of Mbappe's best cards I bought 5 years ago for $250,000. Financially,
yeah, of course.
I want to see Argentina, France, and I like the coach of it.
Can we be honest? Because we've watched how many games at this point. I know we have a bunch of people around us that love Messi. They don't have it this year. They don't have it this year.
England?
No. I don't think Argentina has it. Don't get, guys. Messi to me is the best. He doesn't have the attitude of Cristiano Ronaldo, posting old school 2016 stuff or whatever. I'm just telling you guys, just watch every game. France is having fun. Mbappe is electrifying. They're like enjoying the game. At the end of the day, guys, it's a game. If you're not having fun, if you're just like, oh, you're not going to win.
Mbappe France is the only team that looks like a superior to Mbappe.
1,000%. But Pat, me personally, I love this type of attitude from a head coach. Think about it. They're singing Wonderwall and having a great time. You haven't won anything. I want a coach to be like, yo, we made this many mistakes, and it's not like he's lying. Check the tapes. They were playing a little bit, loose and, not fouling at the wrong time or playing lazy. Like, I want that. You don't want anybody kissing your butt and you're down the 4. I think it's good, Pat. I like that tension because now you know what's going to happen. Bellingham has a little freaking grudge now. He's going to go out there and be like, okay, you want to play games? I'm going to score 3 goals.
Bellingham gets 2 goals again.
Oh my God.
Back to back in
What if he had tricks?
One of the greatest single performances in the elimination round ever by a player. So, Adam, any insight from you?
Well, I'll tell you from experience, you want to know the most annoying person to work for or be coached by is someone with high standards. It is so annoying and demanding, and someone with high standards will make you question everything. But here's what I've learned. The coach with high standards, the leader with high standards, will get more out of you, will get more out of the people that work for him or that play for him than any other coach. And believe me, I know from experience, and I'm not even talking about you, PPD. All my sports, I'm just saying, every time that I've had a coach in school, anytime there's like, oh, he's a player's coach. He's a player's coach. But you can be likable and the people like playing for you, but you don't necessarily win. The coaches that have gotten the most out of me, and I played college football, I played basketball, high school basketball, everything above. The guy you're like, oh my God, would this guy just leave me alone?
Run a poll.
That guy's going to get the most out of you.
Run a poll to
no
see
doubt.
who the audience thinks is going to win the World Cup. Argentina, England, France, or What's the last one on Spain?
Can I guess?
Spain is the most boring team to watch and play. I just can't do Spain. It's so flippin' boring. It's like watching the 1990 San Antonio Spurs or the early 90s Cavs with Mark Price and Craig Elo and Brad Doherty and bullshit. Just a boring team to watch. But before we watch Spain, I'm about to get all these Menex from Spaniards upset at me because Lamine Lamal is going to be passing up everybody. But stop.
Okay, if you had to guess right now from our audience, what percentage is going to be, who's going to be number 1 and 2?
I think number 1 will be Argentina. I think number 2,
nobody here tells the same way.
I think it'll be because of what I just said, influence England a little bit, and then I think it'll be Spain. Let's see.
I'm gonna say France. Our audience: France, Argentina, England, Spain.
Well, you know, if we put Portugal, some people would have put Portugal, even though they're out. Portugal fans are delusional fans, and you love them. They're good people, but my gosh, who's first? Oh, they put France first, Argentina second, England third, Spain last. There's something about Spain that's just boring as hell.
They're right. They're right. Look at that. Right. France is 1, Argentina 2,
there you go.
England, let's go.
All right, okay. I just want to see a rematch. But coaches like that,
I can't wait.
All right, let's do 2 other stories and a wrap up. Again, folks, you're above 80. I told you stick around. It's a health matter. It's the last thing we're going to look at. It's very important. But the first thing I want to get into is the following. So Conor McGregor, everybody was waiting for this 5-year of him not fighting. Oh my God, Conor's gonna fight Holloway, and you know what everybody was looking forward? This sign. Because Holloway was like, just go bam, 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 going back and forth. And then next thing you know, we're sitting there, and you know, everybody's up, you know, it's Argentina game's going on. Well, this is going on. Shit, which one should we watch? We're watching the fight on the phone and we're watching the game on TV because the game is more important than the fight. And then all of a sudden, boom, 5 seconds, it's over. What? What happened there? And then the speculation started. 4 days ago, he went and saw a doctor with his leg, and you can't show that clip, by the way. We cannot show that clip. No, that's the one right there. No, you have it right there where he's walking into.
This is Hollywood fix.
That's Conor McGregor was seen walking into Newport 4 days before. Can you check with AI to see Hollywood
pain management clinic?
Do me a favor and check to see. Can you go on the bottom of it and see if this is true?
The bottom of the tree.
Yeah. Typically people will do it, but if you want to do
it looks pretty real.
Okay, so please make it a little more clarified, verified claims. Okay, so some people said they're already community note. In this video, Conor appears normal with no visible limb. Reports come from his leg injury occurred during the opening minute of the fight. So he looks fine. By the way, anybody would go there right before a fight as well. It's not like he is limping. To me, he looks normal. A lot of people said he looked bad here. Now, pre-fight, he was standing there. He was kind of, having a hard time standing on one of the legs. But then, while he was practicing, he was kicking. So it's not like he wasn't kicking and throwing kicks in the back, just preparing for the fight. And then on right to go a little bit lower, and I don't know if we can show that or not. That's the part where you'll notice.
Yeah, he won't put any weight on that.
Yeah, he won't put any weight on the right one. So that's when people are like, well, we knew. And then fight starts, and then MGK, which I don't know if you guys know the beef with MGK, and that's the shattering of the leg. You see that? That's what happened.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Is that the one? Is there another one? No. Because I saw a picture of what. That was not the one.
No, that's.
Why are you teasing us with stuff?
Yeah, it looks like somebody put a shotgun. That's a joke.
Okay. I see. You went a little bit higher. I saw it for a split second what it was. That was a big joke.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so that happens, and a lot of people come out and they knew he had to get in the ring to get paid $30 million. Yeah. He doesn't step foot in there, he doesn't get his 30. He has to get in there to get his $30 million. So the world was looking forward to it. MGK, who had issues in the past with Eminem, and which, by the way, he made a video responding to Eminem, and then Eminem responded back, and I think it was over from there. But here's MGK at Conor. Go ahead.
I'm aware I did a post yesterday, and I should probably apologize for absolutely nothing, homie. Fuck this dude. That's how beef works. We don't like each other. Everyone's saying, oh, you commented on his age. He's only 1 year older than you about his age. Hey, guess what? We don't age the same.
We had 22 billion in assets under management, but we had the same financial software for 35, 40 years. I get sales calls all the time, and I ignore all of them. Ridgeline sold me very quickly. I just loved the interface. It was clean, intuitive.
Bridgeline really took the risk to reimagine how the financial service industry should work.
The idea is to keep growing. I think Bridgeline's going to handle that very well.
Awesome. You know what?
Can I please go, PPD?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right. This is the problem with internet culture. Does anyone think that if these two guys were in a room together, Machine Gun Kelly, who's probably never shot a gun in his life, paints his fingernails pink, yes, he's banging a hot chick, I'll give him that, sorry, for the kids out there. Does anybody think if you drop these two guys in an alley by themselves, that MGK would be walking, talking, speaking, or living nobody? It's so easy. You know, Drake famously said the line, when trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers, this guy is a fake tough guy, talking about one of the most decorated, likable, greatest champions of all time in the UFC and MMA. The fact that he's taking away Conor's shine and took it away from him is ridiculous. This should be about Conor,
you know what's
one of the greatest who's ever done it.
Okay, let's play a game.
Way too aggressive.
Game for you.
Ruined his knee, ruined the fight.
What are the
But this guy should
chances?
shut his mouth.
What are the chances that Conor and MGK are going to see each other at some kind of a party or event?
For sure.
And what are the chances? What are the chances Conor beats the living crap out of him? He's a father of 3 kids now. What are the chances he does that? You know what I would do if I'm Conor right now? I would do the following. I would say, MGK, please quote tweet this, that the next time I see you in the streets or at an event, that if I beat the living crap out of you, you don't sue me. Can you please quote retweet this so the public knows, and it's almost like you're being held harmless from a lawsuit.
On site.
I would be tweeting that if I'm Conor right now, because the moment it happens, that left is coming, it's over. It's over. So, you know what's heartbreaking about this is some of the greatest UFC moments ever was with Conor. When he fought Mayweather, non-UFC boxing, the way he did what he did, unbelievable. When he fought Khabib, the greatest, I mean, that was like of course, the match, neither one of them ended the way. When he fought Diaz, both of them, the first one, the second one, you know, I think 5 out of the top 5 biggest pay-per-views when they used to do pay-per-views is all Conor. I don't know if you know this or not.
Jose Aldo.
This guy changed the game. He made a few $100 million in one of the interviews he's doing. I don't know if you have it or not. If you type in Conor Jesus, they're asking to say, does the game change you? Does the game change you? And he says, of course it does. Of course it does. Is this the interview? Yes, this is it. Man, play this clip if you can. Go from the beginning. Watch this. Go for it.
Everything in my life. I have no control of faith, and I am more than a conqueror in Jesus. I am an heir of the royal family, an heir of the royal estate. All of God's promises are yes and amen in Christ, and apply to me. It is no longer I who lives, but Christ who lives in me. All glory to God.
I love him. I freaking love him.
He is, by the way, can you go to the other thing when he says that the game changed? I've been Conor interview. No, you just stay where you are. Just stay where you are. Go back to where you were at. Go back to where you were at. You just lost yourself. Go back to where you were at. And go to the top and just remove McGregor and just type in Conor interview. Just type in interview. Yeah. And so if you see this here, in one of the interviews, he's going, I hope you find it, go a little bit lower, and there's a clip that the game changed. And his answer is such a beautiful answer of what he gives. Anyways, Vinny, any thoughts?
Well, just, I mean, he did a post game too, Pat, where he goes the next day, because the fight was Saturday, he said he's going to church on Sunday. I mean, this is heartbreaking for me, because I followed Conor McGregor's career, Pat, when he was fighting in freaking Ireland, and a girl that I used to know very, very well in California, I won't even say her name, when he started blowing up and started doing the UFC Unleashed, and he got the fight with Jose Aldo, and following up to the fight, then he started blowing up. She's like, oh my God, this is the guy. Yeah, play this clip.
Watch this clip. Watch this.
Do you feel like you fell into the trap so many fights just doing the fame and money?
Be as detailed as possible.
Obviously.
We want everything.
Obviously. You know, 2017, double weight world champion, Floyd Mayweather banked, and then I launched an Irish whiskey. I didn't drink heavily, if at all, at that time of my life. I was an athlete at the top of my game. Next thing you know, there's thousands upon thousands of bottles in my garage. Sell this, Conor. Okay, I'd leave my property with 2 bottles under my arm. And that was it. I was caught. God gave me
lessons, that's it. I was trapped and caught, and it is what it is. I trust in God, I trust in my journey, and I trust in truth. If the world is against the truth, then I am against the world. That is where I stand.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you, God willing, this guy stays healthy. He's not done with his life. Whatever he does next is going to be something big. And it's not even going to be something he's ready for right now. It could be political, it could be back with his country. But if we know the war that's about to come, you've seen it happen in the UK, in Europe, and all these other places, and it's going to come to US as well, you're going to need some crazies like that to go to war. You're going to need some crazies like that. And he's going to play a very important role for this next phase we're about to go through. Which, by the way, I'm certain is coming in the next couple of decades. I am certain that war is coming. And people like him are going to unite and realize who the enemy is. And I think he's had some big fights, but I don't think his biggest fight he's had. I think he's going to have his biggest fight in his life. God willing, he stays healthy. And he stays positive.
You mean politically?
Yeah, politically.
Oh, that place is going to need, they need
Oh, I think he's going to need something. Anyway, let's get to the last story before we wrap up. The last thing I want to show is the following. So here's a public warning to anybody above 80 years old. Folks, we're really concerned for you. Can you just pause it for real quick before we get to it? If you're above 80, look, I mean, chances are you're probably going to run into a bison somewhere. Some are slim, some would say it would never happen, but let's just say it does. I want you to watch this. A tourist was seriously injured because he was trying to take a video of this bison, and then he ended up flying 8 feet in air, which, by the way, I want you to brace for impact from laughing. This is not necessary to laugh.
You know, wait, hold on. You know why though, Pat? It's mating season. He's in testosterone mode. They know what they're doing. By the way, it's a picnic table
If
set up.
there's anybody that knows what not to do when you're in the mating season, it's an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if you're watching this, you know when you're in the mood and somebody bothers you, what are we capable of doing? Some very bad things. So I want you to watch this, and again, brace for impact. Kids, just parents at your own risk, go ahead, play the clip.
Alexa, what's the name of
Look,
this?
he's having fun. He's he's chilling.
This is where? This is in
Yellowstone National
Jimmy
Park.
Rogers.
And there's the victim in the back, her daughter or son. I can't tell, male or female. I can't even tell. I can't.
Is that a beard? Does he have a big beard?
Yeah, big beard, taking the
Santa
photo.
Claus out there.
But watch what's about to happen. So far everything looks pretty cool, and it's just like,
yeah.
Watch this. Just like, let me take a video, honey. We're gonna go back and show it to Mary.
And look, he thinks, see the bison sees the truck like he wants some beef, but then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go after Grandpa.
Watch.
Imagine if your grandpa right now
Watch
thinking,
this.
holy
Holy.
shit.
Look at this.
Dude.
No, wait for it. So he's so far, you can tell he played money back or something back in the days.
Yeah, for sure.
And by the way, what happened to the kid?
Look, but the kid's gone. The kid's gone. Pat, the bison's fighting the tree. Now he's
hiding behind a tree.
Watch, wait for it.
Oh
wait
my God.
Wait for it. He's getting away so far, it's everything. It's about to happen.
Oh my.
What's the name of
Oh
this?
my God, the old man.
Folks, don't do this if you're over 80. Why would you do this to yourself?
I feel bad.
Why are you walking around like that?
8 feet, he flew in it,
Pat, can I make an observation?
Yeah, for sure.
How's he doing? No, it's always white people. You notice there's no minorities. You'll never see a black, or Middle Eastern, or Puerto Rican anywhere around. They're like, why are you that close?
Hey,
no,
why'd you
Adam,
stop
there's a
playing it?
Get the hell.
Please defend white people now.
No,
I am going to. I'm going to tell you something.
This is always white people with a
We
camera.
need you, Tom. So, hey, the white people need you. The white.
It's always white.
My father-in-law. My father-in-law, Bob. Great guy, Bob. And my brother-in-law, Jason. Mountain man of Jason. Big guy. So they live in Idaho. We go up there, visit a lot. Christmas, holidays, or birthdays. We're in there in the springtime, Pat. We say, hey, let's go up to Yellowstone and let the girls see all the stuff, all the geysers, everything up. But we also have some areas that were not like this with picnic benches. But you would not get out of your car. You would just drive slowly because there were ranch fences and certain obstacles. But we personally saw, here we go, an Asian guy with a camera, like an old school big camera. Get out of the car, hop the fence, and walk like 10 paces into this kind of prairie, taking pictures of 3 or 4 bison that were very quiet and just grazing. And there was one of these big tan, logos on the side of a truck, National Park Service. This guy gets out and he says,
Get out!
He's yelling into them,
Get out!
The guy's just turning, looking at him, taking pictures. The guy starts blowing a whistle, and he has a little orange air horn. He blows an air horn, and these guys come walking, and as they're walking toward us, all of a sudden the bison decided to get up and start galloping. Now, we're in our car with the windows rolled up, and I'm like, we're watching this, and here it comes, but the guy gets over the fence, and then you hear the park ranger, and the bisons ran up to the edge where the fence were. They turned around, went back to do whatever bisons do. But the ranger is like, are you crazy? And they were staring at him. I don't think they spoke English. Like, are you crazy? So this is the life of a park ranger, where you go out of your truck yelling at people like this. We thought we were going to see a fatality.
We're at a zoo the other day, and I got the window down, and I'm looking at these lions. Giraffes and all this. Like, hey, pull your window up. Pull your window. It's not something to joke around about. Anyway, we're at this Palm Beach Zoo. I don't know if you've been to it. It's pretty sick. You drive through. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's very, very cool.
What,
anyway,
Lion Country Safari?
I think it's something like that. You know who bought it? You know who bought it? Larry Ellison just bought it. As crazy as it is. Can you type in, did Larry Ellison buy Lion Country Safari in Palm Beach?
Lion Country Safari, West Palm Beach.
Did Larry Ellison buy Lion Country Safari? If I know this weird fact, I don't know for what reason, random, buy Lion Country Safari in Palm Beach. You got it. Buddy. Safari in Palm Beach. In Palm Beach. EALM Beach. Not BITC. Okay. All right, so let's see if this, yes. I was right. So he bought it, 250, 4 acres. Anyway,
Larry Ellison did?
Yeah, Larry Ellison did. All right,
We gotta stop these Jews from buying everything, Pat.
Gang, if you're watching this, prices are going up today to the vault. If you haven't yet registered, go to Vault 2026. Let's spend 4 days together at MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. And last but not least, today is a special woman's birthday.
Oh,
and
my
that is Tom's wife's birthday today, Kim Ellsworth.
Kim,
we wanted to wish you a happy birthday. We took her out to a nice lunch place. The burger was incredibly overcooked. The steak was, if you ask for medium rare, you got burned, is what you got. But we had great conversations. We had incredible foie gras pate and oysters and some good, avocado. The dessert was the mousse, the chocolate mousse was to die for. But the burger and the steak we went for was horrendous. I won't give a shout out because they have to recover. We're going to go back again. But Kim, we just want to wish you a happy birthday. You're an amazing woman. You have such a great example. You set for everybody else. Every morning we see you going for your 15, 20-mile bike and doing your exercise and reading your Bible in the morning. Great example as a mother, as a woman, and we just wanted to say happy birthday, Tom.
Happy birthday, sweetie. Bizdoc, babe, I love you. 26 years, continually renewed my 1-year contracts, and I thank you for it.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you, everybody. God bless.
Happy
Bye-bye,
birthday,
bye-bye.
Kim.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
I did. I licked my finger. It's a bad habit. It's really just rude. You know probably why they named places finger licking good. For people that used to say licking your fingers was rude. So now, oh yeah? I'll open a place called Finger Licking Good. Get messy, get methy. Enjoy yourselves. Yeah, for real. I get messy all the time. Not in I have boundaries. But I won't do that.
Is it just me, or is it getting really hard to figure out the best way to save it?
Play music from 1936.
Playing music from 1936 on Amazon Music.
with us. Thank you. You're welcome, sweetheart. Okay, you know, I think I can do this. That, like that. Look at that. I didn't even take training. No, I learned how to do that all on my own.
Hey, so I don't want to take a bullet too far. So you say you were staying over here?
Feel your way.
Okay.
Which kind of how to do exactly what they're doing until they
Okay.
down below the trucks.
Alright, so yeah, from the video, it looks like the guy in the green truck, the shorter guy, the bald guy, he got out. And so then they started talking or arguing. He got in the taller guy's face, and the taller guy started punching him. Alright.
From what I can see, what I
You
got
play Clash with me?
outside, that's all I can see.
Okay. Do you